The National Broadcasting Company presents the National Football League. Today from Anaheim Stadium, it's the San Diego Chargers versus the Los Angeles Rams. Brought to you by Budweiser, Beechwood aged for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. By Pontiac, we build excitement. And by Apple Computer, maker of Apple II and Macintosh personal computers, giving you the power to be your best in home, school, and business.
It's a beautiful sunny afternoon in Anaheim. Tom Hammond and Joe Namath ready to bring the matchup between the San Diego Chargers and the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams a record of 7-4, a game behind the Saints in the NFC West with a tough remaining schedule, Joe.
Oh, they played 2 of their 4 games on the road, and they finish up at San Francisco, so they can't afford to lose any more ground on the Saints.
And the Chargers with a record of 3-8, electing to go with a young quarterback today, Mark Vlasic.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing Vlasic play. He's going against an awful tough defense in the Rams.
This is the first regular season meeting between these two teams since 1979. Steve DeLine, just signed to replace the injured Vince Abbott, will kick off for the Chargers. And Brown and Del Pino are deep for the Rams. This is Ron Brown at the 3. The speedster to the 15. A flag flies as he's tackled there. Good special team kickoff coverage by the Chargers. Ken Woodard and Randy Kirk leading the charge for the white-shirted San Diegans. Let's check the penalty marker. Pat Haggerty is the referee here today. His crew sorting out the first flag of the game on the kickoff. It's going to be against the Rams. Here's Haggerty's call.
Failure to use the hands, push in the back. Number 53 on the return.
So the penalty against the Rams. It's against Strickland, and here is the starting lineup offensively for the Rams, who look to get that running game going again today.
The running game, and I tell you, I'm looking forward to seeing Aaron Cox, that little rookie receiver. Now, here's the strong part of the Ram offense, this offensive line. This is the team that gets the job done.
Veteran offensive line for the Rams. And Los Angeles, after the penalty, starts from its own 9-yard line. High formation in the backfield. Charles White fights his way forward for a couple of yards across the 10-yard line. The leading ground gainer in the NFL a year ago, tackled by Gary Plummer of the Chargers. And here's the starting Charger defensive lineup, and that's been the best aspect of San Diego's game this season.
The defensive has been playing well. Lee Williams, number 99, is their best defensive lineman. And, of course, the linebackers are led by Billy Ray Smith. Hey, he's the best player they have on the defense.
And Glenn leading the team in tackles in the secondary. 2nd and 7 for the Rams. Pitch it to White, trying the other side. Cuts back, got a yard or two, not much more than that. Stops short of the 15-yard line. It'll be 3rd and long for the Rams. With Jim Everett, their quarterback, in a bit of a slump. He does lead the NFL with 21 touchdown passes, but has thrown 6 interceptions the last 2 games.
Well, they've had tough opponents these last 2 games in New Orleans and Philadelphia. I tell you, right now San Diego has to be pleased with the way they've controlled the line of scrimmage the first 2 snaps.
Saw the stats on Charles White, who is the number 2 rusher on this team behind Greg Bell. Everett's first pass. Nothing there. He scrambles and is taken down at the 11-yard line. Joe Campbell, the rookie out of New Mexico State, getting Everett as he tried to scramble, and the Charger defense looking very good on its first time on the field.
Well, Everett has plenty of time to throw the ball, but meantime, there's no one open downfield. It's very good coverage by the secondary. And here you see Campbell with his speed catch Everett from behind. Good coverage by the San Diego secondary.
Dale Hatcher in punt formation midway in his own end zone for the Rams. Gets the kick away. Finally taken by Glenn. Fights his way to the 40-yard line. A 39-yard kick, a 12-yard return, and the Chargers with excellent field position for young Mark Vlasic, the San Diego quarterback. James on the return of the punt for San Diego. It was James who gives the Chargers great field position.
There's Laufenberger, Vlasic, and Malone right now talking things over. Tell you, football, folks.
Ineligible man downfield. Number 90 declined. First down.
I didn't see the penalty flag, Joe, but McDonald of the Rams was downfield and the penalty declined. The Chargers start from the 39-yard line of Los Angeles. And here's that starting lineup for the Chargers on offense. It's rated next to last in the NFL. Who would have thought that for a San Diego offense?
Well, there's the problem, the offensive line.
Gary Anderson, the lone setback in this formation. He gets the handoff. Tries to get outside. He does turn the corner. Gets only a couple of yards, though, before Johnny Johnson comes up to make the stop. Here's the starting defensive lineup now for the LA Rams that leads the NFL in sacks.
Well, these three players right here are the reason they're leading in sacks. By putting pressure on the passer with the defensive line, they've afforded the outside linebackers, Mike Wilcher and Kevin Green, the chance to get in there and get those sacks.
And the secondary already was 16 interceptions, equaling the entire total for 1987. 2nd and 9 here for the Chargers. Bernstein in motion. Vlasic will put it up for the first time. Throws it incomplete, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Jamie Holland. Carl Eckern was covering Holland on the play.
Vlasic is in a very difficult position. I mentioned the offensive line of the Chargers being the problem. They have 4 free agents and a rookie starting. Now you have a quarterback here with virtually no experience, 1 game under his belt last week. It's one thing to play a young quarterback, but to play a young quarterback with an offensive line that doesn't give him much help, he's in for big problems, and Coach Saunders knows that.
Saunders' team facing a 3rd and 9 here. Lionel James comes into the backfield as Vlasic lines up in the shotgun. Quinn Early is also in as they go to their passing formation. Double wide receivers to the right. Vlasic under pressure completes it to the 25. The pass complete to Lionel James for a Charger first down. It covered 14 yards. Jerry Gray stopping Lionel Little Train James. Or excuse me, was it Holland? It was Jamie Holland that made the catch. The 7th round draft choice out of Ohio State and the 3rd leading receiver on this Charger club. Holland with his 25th reception of the season.
And Vlasic is just right. He stands in the pocket under pretty good pressure, folks, and delivers the ball right on target. The first pass should have been caught, and now this one is on target, too.
Holland and Vlasic worked together on the scout team for the Chargers last year, and that experience has paid off for them here in 1988. Anderson got maybe a tough yard as he tried the left side. So far, the Rams have stuffed the Charger rushing attack. Mark Giroux leading the charge there. Carl Eckern giving him some help, the veteran, 12 years out of San Jose State.
Well, football, folks, I started to say earlier, is still a game of emotions. Which team wants it the most? Sure, the personnel makes a great deal of difference, and the Rams have the better of the 2 personnel, but I have to believe that San Diego is a little higher for this game right now than the Rams are.
The defense gave the Chargers great field position. The offense trying to take advantage of it. Vlasic in and out of the hands of Jamie Holland. He would have had the first down, and he just dropped it. That's the 2nd drop by the Chargers here in the early going. Michael Stewart was beaten on the play.
Well, Vlasic was able to overcome that first drop, but he needs to have some help from the rest of his boys. I mean, one man's not going to do the job, and whenever you have, once again, that offensive line that doesn't give you a great deal of time, it's not going to open up holes for the running game to be consistent. These receivers have got to hold on to the passes.
Passing formation now. Quinn Early comes in, replacing Arthur Cox, the tight end. It's 3rd and 8. Hand off to Anderson. He's got some running room. He's got a first down. He's inside the 10. Touchdown. Now they say no. Now they say he stepped out of bounds at the 3-yard line. The official signaled touchdown, and now they say out of bounds at the 3. So make it a 19-yard gain. It'll be 1st and goal for the Chargers.
Well, folks, take a look right now. See if you can see Gary Anderson step out of bounds. Let's check that right foot right now. There it is, coming down on the line. But a good gain nevertheless for Anderson. Now these next 3 yards, folks, is going to be a tough ways to go for the Chargers offensive line.
First and goal from the 3. Tim Spencer into the backfield for the Chargers. Back to the 5-yard line, a loss on the play. Doug Reed smelled that run out, and as you said, Joe, tough running down here against that Ram defense. Barry Redden, the former Ram, got the call and lost 2.
Well, I don't know why they'd even try to run into this wall of the Rams. They know they're outmanned up front at the line of scrimmage. They don't want to put a lot of pressure on Vlasic, but you look right here, you see those blue jerseys in the backfield. I mean, the offensive line didn't keep them out of their own backfield, so you've got to go to some kind of passing game down here, some kind of trickery. You're not going to blow the Rams off the line of scrimmage.
From the 5, second and goal. Run straight ahead to Anderson. He gets a yard, no more. Stacked up by the center of the Ram defense, led by Carl Eckern. It'll be third and goal, and they'll spot the ball at about the 4-yard line. Check some other scores. Buffalo trying to clinch the divisional title, locked up in a rainstorm in Buffalo, 6-6 in the 4th quarter. A couple of finals in. Cleveland with a big win.
I see Kansas City beat Seattle there. They're leading 27-24.
Kansas City looking for back-to-back wins. There's Eckern in the middle of the Ram defense. Bad snap. Vlasic, though, picks it up, fires a strike. Touchdown, Chargers. A late call, but Quinn Early got the feet down. A 4-yard touchdown pass, and Vlasic showed some composure there, picking up the low snap and spotting his former Iowa teammate Quinn Early for the touchdown. He had beaten Michael Stewart on the play.
Vlasic has looked good this entire drive. Every pass he's thrown has been right there. They had 2 drops, but what's impressed me is he's come to the right receiver. He didn't throw into coverage. He's reading the defense as well.
Here's Steve DeLine on to attempt the extra point out of the hold of Mozhenko, the punter. And DeLine with his first NFL extra point. And the Chargers, after a good defensive stand by the defense, get the points.
Vlasic was able to pick up a bad snap. You know, he had to take his eyes off the defense to go for that snap. Was able to pick it up. You see, now he can't read the defense from there, but he's able to come to the right man and get the ball right on target. You have to give his offensive line some credit that time for affording him the time to find the open receiver.
Early and Vlasic played together at Iowa, and the former Hawkeye connection hooks up for the first score of the game. And the Chargers, a little shockingly perhaps to the Ram fans here at Anaheim, jump on top 7-0.
There's Malone going over some plays with Vlasic. Vlasic may be asking Malone, well, why didn't they work for you? What kind of plays you haven't made? But Vlasic's going to stick with the plays he's been running so far. I would anyway. They've been working. You know, the Rams have to be a little bit in shock here. They've given up 39 yards on the offensive end of it. And, Tom, yesterday the Rams were, well, they were a loose bunch in the locker room, and we talked about them taking this team seriously from San Diego.
And perhaps they are not. And San Diego perhaps will make them pay. Here's Ron Brown down the sideline. One man to beat. And they got him out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. 72-yard return by Ron Brown. Roy Bennett, the man that made the saving tackle for San Diego.
Now that was all Ron Brown's speed, folks. He starts over here to his right and fools the entire San Diego coverage team and takes it back to the left side, and that's all speed right there. I mean, he's got it. Roy Bennett has a good angle to take him out of bounds, but that was speed that got him around the corner that time.
72 yards on Brown, the sprinter, and Bennett made the saving tackle. First down at the 24 for the Rams. White, good blocking. Down to the 16-yard line. Charles White straight ahead behind that big offensive line with a good gain for the Rams. Maybe that woke the Rams up, that touchdown.
Well, I think it did. Now, Charles White, I had good talk with Coach Robinson yesterday. White's in his 8th year, but he only feels like he's like 25 years old. Robinson said the best thing about Charles White is his toughness. He's a tough player. He'll play hurt, and he runs that ball north and south. He doesn't try to get outside. He knows he doesn't have the speed he used to have.
He said he's ready to unleash that running game today. He gets another chance. This time he's inside the 15, down to about the 13-yard line. Gary Plummer gets credit for the tackle with Tyrone Keys. And the Rams pick up a first down.
First quarter score, 7.
First down at the 13-yard line for the Los Angeles Rams, trailing the Chargers 7-0 in the first quarter at Anaheim. 8 minutes, 5 seconds to play in the initial period. And the Rams, after the 72-yard kickoff return by Ron Brown, are in scoring territory. Everett completes the pass in the flat to Buford. McGee is out of bounds inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. Vincey Glenn knocked him out there.
A good read by Everett to get the ball out to McGee. He gets blitzed from the right side, and that leaves McGee open. Everett reads the blitz and gets the ball quickly to him. Vincey Glenn, number 25, just wasn't tight enough on the coverage.
There is a penalty marker on the play.
Holding. Defense. First down.
So a holding call against the Chargers, and the Rams have a first down. They'll spot the ball at about the 8-yard line.
Ball is marked at the 8-yard line.
This is already a big defensive series for the Chargers. They got started very well by scoring a touchdown. Now they need to stop the Rams to keep that kind of momentum going.
High formation. White is the tailback. McGee is the fullback. Pitch to White. Cuts it back. He's to the 5. It'll be second and goal at that point coming up for the Rams. Gary Plummer, the inside linebacker, 3 years out of California, making the tackle for the Chargers.
That offensive line of the Rams with center Doug Smith and the guards Newberry and Love, they're just blowing them right out of the middle right now. I figured the best matchup of today would be the right tackle Jackie Slater going against Lee Williams, the big defensive end, but the Rams have been successful running inside the tackle so far.
At this point of the field, the Rams have been very successful this season. Second and goal from the 5. Pitch to White. McGee blocking out in front. White cuts back, got only a yard to the 4.
Charles White to the 4-yard line.
The Chargers reacting quickly to the pitch to White. Mike Charles, the nose tackle, getting over there to get the stop on Charles White with help from Cedric Figueroa, one of the inside linebackers, a rookie out of Notre Dame.
There you see our center Doug Smith. He's staying right on number 75 Phillips. Doug Smith, of course, he's going possibly to his 5th Pro Bowl in a row. The strong point, the heart of this offensive line. But this play right here is a tremendously big play for the San Diego defense.
Third and goal from the 4. Everett completes it to Holohan, the tight end, the former Charger player, for the Ram touchdown. Yards to Holohan, who's given the Rams a good inside passing game, Joe.
Well, he sure has. He's on the left side of your screen, and what he's going to do is he's going to hook right between Leonard Coleman and Pat Miller, 2 defensive backs that were brought in this situation. They're not regular starters, and Holohan, the former Charger, well, he settles a little bit of a score with his old team.
Lansford to try the extra point. It's up, and it's good. So the Rams, given impetus by the kickoff return by Ron Brown, tie the score 7-7 with 6.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Number 81 is Holohan, who, in addition to being a tight end for the Rams, holds on the place-kicking attempts. So he held for Lansford there after scoring the touchdown. And we're 7-7 at Anaheim. And I do have the feeling that the combination of the Charger touchdown and the long kickoff return by Brown of 72 yards awakened this Ram team.
I think it did. The Rams certainly have been performing much better than the Chargers this season. Holohan's big asset to the Zampese offense is his ability to find the open spot in the middle. And Jim Everett was telling us about Holohan's catching ability yesterday at practice, that he catches the ball better than anyone he's ever worked with.
So the Rams will kick it off to the Chargers now, and the Chargers, who have benefited from good field position their first possession, figured to have a chance to show their offense here after they receive the kickoff. We'd like to welcome those of you who have been watching the Seattle-Kansas City game. The Chiefs with their second consecutive victory, 27-24. Here at Anaheim, a 7-7 game. The Chargers scored first, and then the Rams have just tied it up. Ron Brown with a 72-yard kickoff return got him in good position, and a pass to Holohan, the tight end, has tied it at 7. Anthony Miller returning the kickoff for the Chargers, and he's got room. Gets to the outside. He's into Ram territory. He's got one man to beat. He's going to go all the way for the touchdown, 93 yards. Anthony Miller, a 93-yard kickoff return for a touchdown.
It's all speed once again. He gets some good blocking right up the middle, folks, but the rookie from Tennessee turns it on right here. Now he's going to go. He's going to outrun Jerry Gray right down the sideline, and that has got to lift these Chargers tremendously. What a big boost.
Here's the extra point by DeLine. There's a flag on the play. The kick is good. Their penalty marker is down. They said Anthony Miller was the fastest player in the '88 draft.
54 on the offense, tripping.
So Billy Ray Smith is called for the tripping call. And we'll try the extra point again.
54 on the offense, trip.
So they'll set the ball back to the 12-yard line, and DeLine now will try the extra point, which will be a 30-yard extra point attempt. DeLine, the kicker, just signed this week after Vince Abbott was injured against Atlanta a week ago. He's been working on his dad's farm in Colorado. And despite the extra distance, he boots it through. So Anthony Miller, the All-American rookie out of Tennessee, with a 93-yard kickoff return, has put the Chargers on top of the Rams 14-7. Anthony Miller was only played a year of high school football. He was a track star.
He's just going to take this ball right up the middle. There's some pretty good blocking inside, but the Rams are spread out. You had one missed tackle right there, two missed tackles caused basically by Anthony Miller's speed. He was able to get far enough away from those tacklers where they could only get one hand on him. And here he just turns on the afterburners.
So Anthony Miller electrifying the crowd here at Anaheim, and the Chargers have taken a 14-7 lead. Here are the other scores. In overtime, the Bills clinched the AFC East with that 9-6 hard-fought victory over the Jets. See three other final scores there. The Browns winning, the Bears winning, and Minnesota ending the Colts' 5-game winning streak. Detroit a winner, and as you saw, Kansas City a winner today. This kickoff sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers. Ron Brown from the 4. Looking to get to the sideline and knocked out of bounds just beyond the 20. The Chargers were ready for him that time. Pat Miller bumped Brown out of bounds at the 21.
Well, that kickoff return by Miller should certainly fire up this Charger defense. Now, this has been the best part of the Chargers team, has been their defense so far. So I know they're not too happy about the last touchdown.
Offside, number 31 on the kicking team, re-kick.
And we'll kick it again. Offside on Leonard Coleman. And the Chargers had the Rams pretty well bottled up at the 21-yard line. They'll have to kick it again to the always dangerous Ron Brown, who already has a 72-yard kickoff return today. John Robinson perhaps seeing his team a little flat here against the 3-8 Chargers. Tim Spencer was a little shaken up for the Chargers and helped to the sideline.
You know, when one of the guys gets offsides on that special team kickoff team, his buddies got to look at him afterwards and say, come on, man, stay on sides. I promise you these special teams players on kickoffs don't particularly like running that 60 yards downfield more than once, or they're not too keen on doing it many times.
speaking of special teams, it's the first time the Rams have given up a kickoff return for a touchdown since 1981. This will be taken by Brown at the 11. Brown spins away from one tackler, then taken down at the 25-yard line, so they gained 4 yards on the re-kick. Let's go now to NFL Live. Gail Gardner has an update.
All right, Tom, in Buffalo, the Bills clinched the AFC East with an overtime win over the Jets after a Roger Vick fumbled Scott Norwood 30 yards out. 9-6 the final for the Bills. They're now 11-1. Let's go back to L.A.
All right, Gail, the Buffalo Bills, maybe the best team in football right now, had a battle from the Jets today, but clinched the divisional title. And that is one of the earliest clinches in a long time, maybe since they went to the 16-team format, I believe. Here's Everett scrambling on a first down play. Got rid of it, out of bounds and incomplete. Everett doing a good job on the scramble. Ellard was closest to it, and Tyrone Keys was in hot pursuit of Jim Everett on that one.
Everett did a good job getting out of the pocket, but I tell you, the real good job was done once again by that Charger secondary. Bird, Seal, Bayless, and Glenn. They're putting some pretty good coverage on the Ram receivers downfield, and Everett just can't seem to throw on rhythm. He can't get to an open guy yet.
Everett said that worked on his footwork in the offseason, and mechanically that's the best thing about his game, his improvement this season. He does lead the NFL with 21 touchdown passes, has completed 61%, and is 4th in quarterback rating in the NFC after spending quite a while at number 1. This one almost intercepted. Ellard was the intended receiver, but the defense had good position. Gil Bird was right there with Ellard, and Everett sails it out of bounds. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Everett is fortunate that ball wasn't thrown in a place that it could be caught, because the man who would have caught it would have been Gil Bird. Bird had excellent coverage on Ellard that time. If that ball had been down, Bird would have been in position to intercept it.
3rd and 10 from the 25-yard line for the Rams. First quarter action, 5:41 left, and the Chargers leading Los Angeles 14-7. Everett again on the scramble. He's got some room to run. Taken down from behind, he falls to the 30, short of the first down. Leslie O'Neal was able to trip him up after he had gotten outside. O'Neal closed the ground on him and stopped him short of the first down.
And this is the guy that can really help this Charger defense, Leslie O'Neal. Now, he was AP Rookie of the Year in '86. He was leading the Chargers in tackles and sacks, and then he got a knee injury. He had to sit out the entire season last year. He's just working himself back into shape, and when he's ready, he's one of the best defensive linemen in the entire NFL.
Hatcher's second punt of the game.
We got to change down boxes.
James is deep for the Chargers. There's Lionel James. Hatcher's kick. James will take it at about the 27-yard line. No place to go, and he's down in his tracks as a flag comes flying. 44-yard kick, only a 2-yard return. Hatcher got into that one a little better. Tim Terrell was down covering and got James down. We'll check the penalty marker.
Holding on the return.
So it'll be stepped off against San Diego.
Timeout.
And the timeout comes with 4 minutes, 42 seconds left in the first quarter. And the Chargers surprisingly leading the Rams 14-7. Beautiful day in Anaheim, and you survived the earthquake last night. We had a little tremor last night.
Yes,
4.4.
I was on the 17th floor, and it was shaking. The building was going back and forth. Folks, believe me, I didn't like it.
Well, the Chargers are shaking the Rams a little bit here too early, and the young quarterback, Mark Vlasic, has looked pretty good to me.
Vlasic has looked real good so far. He's gone to the right receivers each time. His offensive line, surprisingly, has given him enough time to find those receivers, so Vlasic is doing an excellent job for such a youngster.
And he's backed up this time at his own 20-yard line. And he's going to put it up. And he's going to go long. Oh, just out of the reach of the intended receiver, Jamie Holland. He was streaking down the field. Vlasic aired it out a long way that time.
I'll tell you what, He's going to have some respect from that Rams secondary. You'll see Holland get downfield. He'll jump inside and actually get a step or two on Jerry Gray, but the ball's a little bit overthrown. Gray did grab his arm. Had he not grabbed his arm there, who knows? I mean, Holland may have gotten to the ball. Vlasic, he's a little upset with that, but hey, once again, had Gray not grabbed Holland's arm, he may have been right there on money with that pass.
Vlasic showed us some arm strength too, and like you say, that'll make the Ram defender think a little bit. Something was wrong with that. They looked like the Chargers jumped prematurely and they could get a 5-yard walk-off here. Like illegal procedure.
False start, number 65, offense.
So it's whistled against David Richards on the false start, the rookie out of UCLA. There's our ticker with the latest scores. The Bengals, the big lead over Dallas, the only one still in progress there. Houston looked good against the Cardinals today. Those are all finals. Those as well. Kansas City is surprised the last 2 weeks.
2 big wins.
Second down and 15 now for San Diego, leading the Rams 14-7. Anderson nowhere to go, cuts in and gets popped, and they swarm all over him. Gary Anderson paid the price for that. He's the 6th leading rusher in the AFC despite missing a couple of games. He had 602 yards coming into today's contest. He's also the 5th leading receiver, doing his normal fine job for the Chargers offense.
As good a back as Anderson is, though, he needs that help up front. Any running back has got to have the offensive line opening the holes, and once again, this has been the problem with the Chargers, trying to get some cohesiveness and consistency from that offensive line.
3rd and long, Vlasic in the shotgun. James has replaced Anderson in the backfield. Vlasic chased out of the pocket. Almost intercepted as the rookie let it go, and as a flag down, Holland was the intended receiver. Let's see if that'll be called an interference. The ball was just thrown up for grabs by Vlasic. Kevin Green was putting pressure. Clifford Hicks was covering back on the play, and Hicks got a hand on it. Perhaps he got a hand on Holland as well. Let's see.
Tom, I know Vlasic isn't going to be happy if he hears you say he threw it up for grabs. I mean, I know as a quarterback, I never enjoyed that.
Defensive pass interference, number 49, first down.
Mickey Sutton is called for the pass interference on the Rams, and Ron Robinson hangs his head on that one.
But Vlasic actually gets flushed out of the pocket, and he does see a receiver coming across the field. The only trouble is that's such a hard throw, and oh my goodness, does that hurt.
Had a helmet right in the breastbone. Meanwhile, Mickey Sutton, number 49, with a costly Ram penalty, gives the Chargers now a first down at their own 28-yard line.
And had Vlasic not thrown that pass, they wouldn't have got that holding call downfield.
So are you trying to say he didn't throw it up for grabs? This time he completes it in the flat. Anthony Miller makes the catch and doesn't have a chance to use that quick speed. The ball was ruled down, no fumble. Mike Wiltshire was the man that came over to cover. Leroy Irvin was there with Anthony Miller.
Leroy Irvin, certainly one of the premier defensive backs in the league. Here he's not giving Miller any room, and he's staying right on him. And I don't believe Vlasic wanted to go to Miller at this point. He wanted to get the ball downfield. Certainly when you see a defensive back that close to your receiver, you don't want to throw it out there. It's a good thing that Irvin wasn't watching Vlasic that time, or he could have cut in front of that pass for an interception.
Irvin twice to the Pro Bowl, most recently in '86. And it's 2nd and 9. Hand off to Anderson. Tries to get the corner. Turns the corner. He's got a Charger first down. Out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. I'd like to welcome those of you who have been watching the Bengals and the Cowboys as the Cincinnati Bengals 38-24 over Dallas. Here, San Diego surprising the Rams so far 14-7 with 2 minutes 57 seconds left in the first quarter. The Chargers got their lead on a 93-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by the rookie Anthony Miller. Quarterback for the Chargers has a first down at his own 45. Anderson had an opening for a moment, then it closes up and Anderson is thrown back. Johnny Johnson and Alvin Wright combining to stop Gary Anderson after a short gain.
You keep pounding Anderson into that line, he's going to find some daylight. And if he finds just the crack with his speed and athletic ability, he's going to get the big gainer.
Well, the AFC with a 21-17 lead over the NFC in the interconference matchups this year, after the Bengals pulled off that win over Dallas and after Houston beat Phoenix today, and the Chargers leading in this interconference matchup against the Rams. Vlasic wide open. It's complete to Anderson. Anderson using his blockers well, finally tripped up inside the 35 of the Rams. Jerry Gray got him just by the ankle as Anderson gains 21 yards on the pass reception from Vlasic. Jamie Holland down there blocking for Anderson, who picked up another Charger first down.
Anderson is so much. I don't know how you give this guy this much room out here to catch the pass, but he puts a move on Michael Stewart right here that, well, boys are going to be talking about that later on during the week. Meantime, the Chargers are wanting this game more badly than the Rams are.
Anderson has led the Chargers in all-purpose yards the last 2 seasons. Went to the Pro Bowl in '86. Vlasic will put it up. Again, Anderson across the middle, and then a nice move as he splits the defenders and takes it to the 18-yard line of the Rams. That one gained 15 yards. Another Charger first down through the air to Anderson. Mark Giroux finally tripped him up.
What a beautiful cut upfield by Anderson. I mean, folks, when he hits the ground, he's already turning upfield. Watch him go upfield now. Boom! Straight upfield. That's just some kind of great ability.
Gary Anderson doing it all on this drive for the Chargers, on the ground and through the air, and the Chargers very impressive here in the first quarter. They lead 14-7. There are 50 seconds left in the first quarter. First down at the 19. Reverse. This is Holland trying to get a block on the corner from Bernstein. Spins to the 15-yard line. He got about 4 on the reverse. Johnny Johnson, Mark Giroux smelling the reverse and stacking it up and finally getting him down after a short gain.
Bernstein did a good job of staying with the linebacker number 91, Kevin Green. Look on the right side. It's the 82 blocking 91 right here on the right side, but Green, number 91, is the man that made this play. He forced it back inside to Johnny Johnson and the help of the rest of the Ram defense. There's Kevin Green.
Kevin Green tied for 3rd in the NFC with sacks with 10 of them. Reggie White is the leader with 12.5. Well, the first quarter has come to an end at Anaheim, and the Chargers leading 14-7. Al Saunders and the San Diego Chargers leading the Rams 14-7 as we start the second quarter. What about the stats, Joe?
Well, it's one-sided. I mean, the Chargers are dominating this game. Ron Brown had the big kickoff return, but other than that, the Chargers have been able to maintain ball control.
It's 2nd and 6 for San Diego from the Rams' 16-yard line as the Chargers bid to add to their lead. Mix up in the backfield. The ball is loose. Vlasic got it back at the 25. Trying to hand it to Gary Anderson. They collided and the ball came free. But Vlasic able to hop on it, and Wiltshire covered him at that point.
Well, now this is a kind of mistake that really shouldn't happen. It may be because of Vlasic's inexperience, but he knows this system. One of the two guys are wrong here. I don't know whether it's Anderson or Vlasic, but one of those two players went the wrong way.
3rd and 16.
Brings up a 3rd and 16 now for the Chargers. They take Anderson out, put James in. Quinn Early is also in the game for Arthur Cox, the tight end. Vlasic across the middle, complete to the 20, but short of the first down. And it'll bring up a 4th down for the Chargers. Jamie Holland making the reception. Jerry Gray, though, didn't allow him to get any extra yardage. And Steve DeLine is on to attempt the field goal. DeLine, just signed, as we pointed out earlier, was working on his dad's ranch in Rand, Colorado. Was practicing his kicking in the roping arena. Al Saunders said he'd been practicing, that he told the Chargers he'd practiced a while, but after they signed him, he said, well, only occasionally. This one will be 37 yards. And DeLine Puts it through the uprights. So Steve DeLine looking good in his NFL debut. And so are the San Diego Chargers. In the second quarter, they lead by 10.
Brought to you by Mitsubishi Motors, who invite you to come see the full line of cars and trucks. Mitsubishi, suddenly the obvious choice. By Black & Decker, quality tools that go at the top of everyone's gift list. And by Raytheon Company, where quality starts with fundamentals.
Tom Hammond and Joe Namath at Anaheim, where the kickoff returns have been a powerful weapon today.
Well, the Chargers got that 93 yards on one return. Of course, Ron Brown had a big return. Let's see what the Rams can do here with Brown returning it once again.
Trying to get outside, and he does find a little seam and takes it to the 30-yard line. Another good return by Ron Brown. Actually, it was Del Pino that returned it. And we'll take a break with San Diego leading by 10. Jackie Slater, the Rams starting right tackle, has a lot of fans here. There he is. 4 times in the Pro Bowl, 6'4", 275 pounds, a 13-year veteran. And the flags fly. A legal procedure against the Rams will put them back 5 yards.
Encroachment, number 75, defense.
Well, it was against the defense. I thought
When Jackie was just a young pup, and I really am proud to see how this guy's come on. 4 Pro Bowls in the last 4 out of 5 years. But talking with Jackie yesterday, what really made me feel good, Jackie went back, finished his college education, got a degree in education, and he and his wife are both in great shape. And he's one of the nicest guys I know. But from a young pup to an all-pro tackle, I think that's great.
Here's the first play, and they hand it off to Charlie White, who trips forward to the 40-yard line, and the ball comes loose. The Chargers think they have it. Lee Williams is down at the bottom of the stack, and the Chargers do have the football. So San Diego's defense comes up with another big play. They recover the Ram fumble. They had been next to last in the AFC in the giveaway takeaway ratio at -5. They take advantage of that Ram fumble and again have good field position. White gave it up. I didn't really see it come free, but somewhere in that pile up, the ball came loose.
Well, the Rams are still trying to get this running game going. You see the 2 big linemen leading through the hole there, but I tell you, the ball looked like it was knocked loose by the ground, and if that's the case, that's not going to be a fumble. It'll be a big break for the Rams, but it appeared that White was hit, flipped, and when he hit the ground, the ball came loose.
Well, George Sladke is the replay official here today, and he's taking a look at that one right now. And from that replay, I would say that it should be the Rams' ball. It looked like the ground caused the fumble.
Yeah, but I want to see who actually Charlie White ran into. Did he run into the back of his blockers, or was he flipped in the air by a defensive player? If Charlie White hit his blockers and flipped through the air, then the ball is still live. Now, I don't know who he tripped over there. I can't tell.
I don't think it came to the ground. There's Charlie White.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is if he hit the ground after a defender touched him, then it's a dead ball.
Right.
But if he tripped over his running backs and hit the ground, the ball is live and it's a fumble.
Can't really tell. And the officials huddling while the replay booth takes a look. Talking to Jackie Slater and Gary Jeter yesterday, and they said that the Rams needed to come out ready to play early, that they'd been getting behind lately. They've lost 2 in a row, and here they are behind again, and perhaps giving the Chargers the ball in good field position if the play stands. Al Saunders been on the firing line somewhat in San Diego. 3-8 record. They beat the Falcons in Atlanta a week ago. And John Robinson sailing along a game out of first in the NFC West, but trying to regroup after losing 2 straight.
I find it hard to believe that Al Saunders is on the firing line at this point.
After further review, the ground caused the fumble, so it's therefore the Rams' ball.
We'll look at this replay once again, then come back to Coach Saunders. Now, again, I don't know who hit Charles White first, but the ball is jarred loose by the ground. And if White was, in fact, touched by a Charger before he hit the ground, then it's a dead ball. Now, Coach Saunders was saying, I can't understand how he's under fire, Tom. He took over this team in '86. They have so many free agents and young players on it. They had 5 straight wins last year. I mean, I think he's done a good job down there at San Diego, and they're asking a bit much of Coach Saunders to produce a winner so fast with the kind of talent they have.
I asked him yesterday if he thought his job were in jeopardy, and he said he's gotten no indication of that. That Mr. Spanos, the owner of the team, wants to win as badly as everyone else. And he said they had made progress this year, he thought. Defensively, he thought they were playing very well. The special teams had shown progress. Their weak points continue to be the passing game, and that's probably directly attributable to changing of quarterbacks and an inexperienced offensive line. So the Rams on the reversal have it 2nd and 2. White holds on to the football this time and gets a Ram first down all the way to the 49-yard line, where he's covered by Vincey Glenn and Gil Byrd. Here are the late starting games now as we check our 10-minute ticker. And New Orleans trying to stay in the lead in the NFC West, breaking on top of Denver at the Superdome 14-0. First down for the Rams now. 12:45 left in the second quarter. The Chargers leading Los Angeles 17-7. Everett across the middle. Ellard, he's got it for a first down just at the 20-yard line of the Chargers. A 30-yard strike. Everett to Ellard. Sam Seal finally stopped Henry Ellard, the leading receiver for this Ram outfit.
Well, if you're going to pull your free safety out of the middle, you better get him on the quarterback. Vincey Glenn, number 25, tries to blitz and gets picked up, and you see the middle of the field is wide open. Seal is not going to be able to keep up with Ellard, not covering that much territory without some help on the inside.
Ellard now needs 67 yards to become the first Ram receiver with 1,000 yards receiving since Tommy McDonald back in 1965. Meanwhile, Everett is 2 of 4. Greg Bell is in at tailback now. He gets the fake, and Everett will throw. He completes it to McGee, and McGee is to the 12-yard line where Seal and Byrd make the stop.
Good play selection by the Rams that time. I would figure that the Chargers and everyone else looked for the Rams to come back to the running game and got him a couple of big first downs. Nice play action pass, and McGee was wide open. That's what your running game does for you, folks. The people, the defense get up there and they try to stop that thing, and then when you fake it in there, you have a receiver wide open.
A reminder to our viewers, we will be selecting the Budweiser Most Valuable Player for today's game at the conclusion of the contest. Bell bounces outside, makes a nice cut. He's still going. Touchdown. Bell, the leading rusher for the Rams, with a 12-yard touchdown run. He's the third leading rusher in the NFC, playing now behind Charles White, but coming in with fresh legs and making a nice run for the score.
A good run by Greg Bell, but I tell you, Sam Seal and Vincey Glenn, they're going to be embarrassed when they see this thing replayed during the week and look at the films, because Bell just faked them both out of position and ran right past the two of them.
Lansford kicks it through the uprights. There's a flag down. Penalty marker on the play. Greg Bell's 14th touchdown of the year. He's the leading scorer in the NFL.
Offside. Defense. Kick is good. We'll penalize on the kickoff.
So the Rams close to within 3, and the penalty will be marked against the Chargers on the kickoff. It's 17-14. The LA Rams cover 70 yards in 5 plays, and Greg Bell gets the touchdown. The key play there, though, was the replay of an apparent fumble by Charles White, enabling the Rams to maintain possession. Miller and Holland are deep for the Chargers as Lansford is set to kick it off. Taken at the 5 by Holland. Holland to the 20, where he's thrown back.
Here you see the touchdown run. Now watch the two defensive players. Sam Seal, number 30, gets faked out right here, and then Vincey Glenn just misses the tackle. And that's just good running by Greg Bell also, but Those two defensive backs are going to feel awful about that. Number 78, Jackie Slater, blocking down on Lee Williams. He seals the corner to give Greg Bell that room to get outside.
So Bell now with 84 points on the season, adding to his league-leading total. The Chargers have it 1st and 10 from the 21. Vlasic down the sideline, intended for Miller. And it's too long, out of bounds, and a flag on the play. Leroy Irvin was step for step with Miller down the sideline. Here's Pat Haggerty.
Illegal contact. Number 23, defense.
Michael Stewart is called for the illegal contact and a penalty against the Rams. Are penalties, a lot of penalties, Joe, indicative of a team being a bit flat?
Being a bit flat for sure. Their concentration isn't on the money.
Illegal contact. Number 23, defense, first down.
And that goes back to preparation throughout the week, Tom. If you really don't respect an opponent a great deal, then your concentration level isn't as good. In the game, you're going to make those kind of mistakes, the penalties, those kind of errors.
The Chargers with more yards than penalties so far, but penalties of aggression in most cases for San Diego. Vlasic hands to Anderson. Anderson stopped at the 25. There's another penalty marker. Veteran Gary Jeter made the tackle. Here's Pat Haggerty.
Face mask. Number 77, defense, still first down.
So Jeter got him by the face mask.
No wonder he made the tackle. See if you can get a look at it here. Well, there's so many bodies in there. Oh, yes, on the top left side of your screen, folks, you see that big right hand of Gary Jeter's grabbing that face mask. I'm sure Jeter didn't mean to do that, but sometimes that's what your hand finds when you're grabbing for the ball carrier.
So it's 1st and 5. Jeter was... Here's a pass complete by the Chargers to Arthur Cox, the tight end, who takes it for a first down. Jeter and all the Southern California players had their gear on yesterday, their Trojan hats and sweatshirts, as they anticipated the big battle with UCLA here in Los Angeles.
And a lot of them were real happy. That was quite a game yesterday, and most of the fellas were for SC in that Ram locker room.
A couple of Chargers were interested in the outcome too. David Richards, an offensive tackle, and James Fitzpatrick, another offensive lineman, had a bet. Richards from UCLA, Fitzpatrick from SC, and the loser had to throw a party for the offensive lineman. That'll be Richards picking up the tab on that one. First down from the 38. Vlasic completes it right at the first down marker to Bernstein, who gets across the marker and picks up a first down. Give him 11 yards on the play. Johnny Johnson covering for the Rams.
Oh boy, Denver still having trouble in that artificial turf. They haven't won a game in so long in artificial turf. I think they're going to vote for the league to rule it out. Say, Vlasic was right there with that last pass. I mean, he's been sharp all day so far.
What about his confidence level? It has to be growing.
Oh, it's got to be good now.
From the 49, the Chargers have a first down. Anderson into Ram territory, down to the 48-yard line, where Johnny Johnson covers him. And the Chargers showing a good mix of run and pass.
Hey, Tom, you mentioned Dave Richards may have to pick up the tab for that party that those boys are throwing for the offensive line. If that includes food as well as beverages, this is going to be a big tab for young Richards.
Well, he can put away his share. He's 6'4", 310 pounds, the rookie out of UCLA. He's number 65. 2nd and 7. Vlasic. Incomplete, intended for Holland. Jerry Gray with good coverage for the Rams.
Jerry Gray must have been watching Vlasic that time, because Vlasic was looking that way all the way, and Gray was in better position to catch that pass than the receiver was.
Gray has been to the Pro Bowl the last 2 years.
Look at Vlasic. He's looking right all the way. All the way he's looking right. Now, cornerbacks sometimes may not be able to read the quarterback's eyes. Where that gets a quarterback in trouble is if a free safety or a strong safety is looking at the quarterback.
Vlasic in the shotgun here on 3rd and 7. He's hit on 8 of 12 for a touchdown included in his totals today. Down the sideline. Great catch down at the 15-yard line by Anthony Miller, the rookie out of Tennessee, for 33 yards, and a flag goes down. There's also a hat marking a spot. Perhaps he went out of bounds. I don't know. Leroy Irvin was covering on the play. Miller made a sensational catch.
Good one-on-one play by Miller, but I'm afraid he may have been knocked out of bounds, and if in fact he was.
Yeah, the illegal touching, going out of bounds, and coming back in and catching the ball. Loss of down, number 83.
That is the case. You cannot go out of bounds and come back in to make the catch.
Well, this could be called a good defensive play by Leroy Irving, but let's see where the bumping takes place, because that could be also called interference if that ball's in the air and you force a guy out of bounds by pushing it. Let's just say it's a good break for the Rams, a fine catch by Miller that just won't count. It's a tough break for the Chargers.
Al Saunders' team scrapping here with a 3-point lead. 8:45 left in the first half. And punt formation. Irvin and Johnson are deep for the Rams. Mosienko averaging 44.6, second in the NFL. Johnson lets it bounce, and it'll bounce into the end zone for the touchback. So the Rams will take over at their own 20-yard line after a 48-yard Mosienko punt. San Diego still leads. Rams now with a first down at their 20-yard line, and Everett on first down completes a pass in the flat to Greg Bell. Bell with blockers in front. The penalty markers go down. He's stopped at the 25-yard line, a 5-yard gain. Gary Plummer, the inside linebacker, the former free agent out of California, makes the stop.
I wish there was a way we could limit the penalties they call in the game. I hate seeing so many flags thrown through the air all the time.
And a lot of laundry on the field here in the first half. 8:29 left, and the Chargers leading by 3. Those flags are going to be yellow and green by the time they pick them up to end the game today. Not a grass stain.
Can't seem to make up their mind what it's about. Hey, Tom, maybe this will give us a minute to talk about Dan Fouts next week down at San Diego. They have the 49ers coming in, and I understand they're going to retire Dan's jersey, number 14, and I think that's the right thing to do. I mean, he holds just about every passing record that exists.
Disregard the flag. There was no penalty. Thank you.
And not only a great passer, but a fine gentleman, and has done a lot of work in the community. I'm really happy for Dan.
So Dan Fouts Day next week at San Diego as the Chargers meet the 49ers. Well, pick up the flag, make it 2nd and 6 now for the Rams from their own 24-yard line. On the reverse. No, it was not a reverse. It's hand straight ahead to Bell. They faked the reverse to Ron Brown just to give the Chargers something to think about.
Fooled me. I was looking for that reverse that time. Big Leroy Keys saw the thing coming and got his arm out there, but Tyrone Keys, but the reverse man didn't have the ball. It's a good situation for San Diego, though. Anytime they can keep the Rams with a 3rd down and 4+ yards, the defense has done a good job on 1st and 2nd down.
White comes back in, replacing Greg Bell for the Rams, who face a 3rd and 4. Everett one-hopped it to the intended receiver, who was Ellard, and a punting situation coming up for the Rams. Dale Hatcher will lead the punting team onto the field as Everett goes off. That one under pressure. He tried to sort of hop up and jump pass it. It came up short.
Yeah, pretty good pressure by that San Diego front that time. That's what threw the play out of sync for Everett.
Everett with 3 300-yard passing games this year, but in a slump lately. And his team will have to punt. James is deep for San Diego. Hatcher's punt. Bounces at the 40, takes a good Ram bounce. James fields it and fights his way across the 35 to the 37-yard line. He got a 6-yard return out of it after Hatcher had booted it 42 yards. Larry Kelm on special teams gets the tackle for the Rams.
Coach Robinson must be wondering when his team is going to wake up. And here's one guy that's been wide awake this whole game. Vlasic's been sharp.
What sort of feeling is that for a young quarterback, only a second NFL start, to take the field against a team as powerful as the Rams?
Oh, that is a little bit of a problem. Your nerves, the butterflies, the stomach's turning. But the way he's playing, he's just excited and happy to be out there.
And his confidence has to be growing with every possession. Here's the pitch back to Spencer. Tim Spencer is close to the 45-yard line. Johnny Johnson comes up from the free safety spot to put the hit on it.
The Rams just don't seem, they seem a little lethargic today, and I guess part of it has to be that they didn't have a great deal of respect for this Charger team this week, but I think the Chargers are doing a fine job. Obviously they are. They may want this game more badly than the Rams.
They lead at 17-14. 6 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first half. 2nd and 4 for the Chargers. Spencer again. It's going to be about a yard short of the first down. He gained a couple there. Mike Wiltshire and Gary Jeter on the tackle for the Rams.
But here's a play that to me just cries for an either or, a pass play or a run, in that you call 2 plays in the huddle and you come up to the line of scrimmage. Now I don't know whether Blasik has the maturity to be able to pull it off, but you have 2 plays on, and when you come to the line of scrimmage, you see how the defense is set and you choose one of the 2 plays. If they're up there tight to play the run, go to the pass play. Otherwise, stick the run at them. They look loose, let's stick the run at them.
They do go to the run. Spencer. It'll be close to the first down. We have Spencer in there instead of Anderson, which is a bit of a surprise to me on a running situation. Ferniez makes the stop for the Rams. Be close to the first down marker. Well, Ernie Zampese of the Rams coaching staff is very familiar with some of these San Diego players. There he is talking to some of them before the game, Lionel James, and he spent many years as the Charger offensive coordinator. The Chargers come up short of the first down, and they'll punt. Johnson and Hicks are deep for the Rams, as Zampese renews some acquaintances with the Charger players. They played twice in the preseason, these 2 teams. Rams won them both. Johnson gets only a couple of yards to the 22, a 37-yard Mozenko punt, and Johnson brought it back 4 yards. So the Rams will have a first down at their own 21-yard line, trailing 17-14, and the clock shows 5 minutes 12 seconds left in the first half.
Everett hasn't been able to get this offense in sync yet. I've been impressed with Everett. Sometimes we forget this boy's only in his 3rd year as a pro. He's maturing quickly. In fact, he's like an old veteran to me. You have to keep reminding yourself he's only in his 3rd year.
Del Pino is in the game with Bell as Everett fires it downfield off the hands of Aaron Cox, the intended receiver. The fans call for interference, but there's no flag down. Good tight coverage by Sam Seal.
Good coverage by Seal, a good pass by Everett. Seal seemed to be there at the right time to be able to pull those arms down. Well, that is a fine play by Sam Seal. A lot of folks around here thought it was some pass interference, but there was an official right there, and he thought it was a good play too. Nice going, Sam.
Sam signed as a free agent this year by the Chargers, and Robinson lobbying a little bit with the officiating staff. He wanted the call, didn't get it. Here's the 2nd and 10 play. The pass is complete to Del Pino, who stumbles and is covered at the 25-yard line by Plummer and Smith.
Once again, the Charger defense is putting the Rams in a tough 3rd down situation. These are the toughest ones to pick up, these 3rd down, 6, 7, 5 yards at a pop. It's tough. That's the position the defense wants to be in.
4 of 8, 48 yards for Everett, who earlier this season tossed 5 touchdown passes against the New York Giants. His numbers way up through the 11 games this year versus a year ago, but in a slump the last 2. Good scramble by Everett, and lets it go downfield, but way over the head of Cox, the intended receiver. And Seal again was covering him on the play, and Everett overshooting the mark on that one.
Yeah, he's not happy about that, Tom. He had Cox open that time, and Guess he was a little excited because he was forced outside there, had that adrenaline pumping, and he just overthrew Aaron Cox. There you see him again. He gets some pressure from outside here. Billy Ray Smith stops that semi-rollout. Now he's so excited he just overthrows the pass.
Hatcher in punt formation for the Rams. Averaging 41.7 today on his 3 efforts. James is deep for San Diego. This one kind of goes straight up, and James rushes up to make a fair catch on it. At about the 48-yard line, only a 28-yard punt by Hatcher. Here's the way the scoring has gone in the game so far. Oh, this is the headlines actually of the other NFL action as Buffalo clinches the title in overtime. Warren Moon had a big day, 3 touchdowns and ran for another. Oilers look good. They always do in the Astrodome. James Brooks leading the Bengals 148 yards. Dallas continues to struggle. A game of field goals. The Vikings and the Colts. What were the Vikings? So those are the headlines. Week 12 of the NFL action. Vlasic's pass is complete to midfield. Gary Anderson makes the catch and falls forward into Ram territory. They got 4 or 5 yards on the play. Carl Eckern made sure Anderson got no more.
The longer Vlasic plays, the longer he gets a chance to throw the ball without getting knocked down, the better he's looking to me. He's been really accurate so far today and going to the right receivers at the right time.
Vlasic was the backup to Chuck Long at Iowa prior to his senior season. He was academic all Big Ten. Got a 2nd and 6 right here. He's hit 9 of 14 for 80 yards today. Under pressure. He lets it go out of bounds. Intended for Gary Anderson. Kevin Green was applying the pressure. The man who leads this team in sacks. And Vlasic showed some composure and let it go and didn't take the sack.
Or throw the interception. That's the big thing he's avoided, that turnover and not taking the sack. You mentioned Kevin Green. It's pretty remarkable. In the first 6 games of the season, he had his 10 sacks. And since that time, he hasn't had any. And I asked him why. And he said there's really no major reason. He can't find a reason. Things just haven't been going his way, other than the teams have been doubling up on him now and then. But
Gary Anderson on the carry as they hand it off out of the shotgun. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. Jeter and Sutton pounce on him there, and the Chargers will have to punt.
You know, when a play like that doesn't work, the San Diego fans must wonder, why are we running that draw play in 3rd down? Well, meantime, if you look back in that first quarter, that draw play went the other way, and it gained some big yardage for the Chargers. So they figured they'd try it back to the left side, and the Rams were waiting on it.
Mosenko will punt for the Chargers, with Hicks and Johnson deep for the Rams. Working the clock a little bit. Down to 6 seconds on the play clock. And Mosenko boots it away. It's going to sail all the way into the end zone on the fly. He didn't even try, it appeared, to kill that one inside the 20. It covered 48 yards, but it'll come back out to the 20-yard line on the touchback. Well, Thanksgiving Day, be sure to join NBC for exciting football action starting at 3:30 Eastern Time with NFL Live. Then the Texas shootout as the Oilers take on the Cowboys. Join Dick Enberg and Merlin Olsen for all the action coming up Thanksgiving Day here on NBC. Mosenko with a 48-yard punt, and Everett has it on the touchback at his 20. 17-14, the Chargers leading with 2 minutes 33 seconds left in the first half. Flag down as Bell gets the call. Nice run by Greg Bell almost to the 40-yard line. He would have a first down after a 19-yard gain, but let's check the penalty marker. Another in a long succession in this first half. It's going to be against the Rams, and it will nullify that 19-yard Bell run. John Robinson searching for answers. He said he wasn't worried.
Illegal motion, number 42, offense.
Bell, the ball carrier, called for illegal motion. Robinson said he wasn't worried about his team being flat. He thought they would play hard. They need to keep winning every game to stay in the NFC West title chase. But having lost 2 in a row, we noticed that the players were very loose, very carefree in their little workout yesterday, and perhaps not taking the Chargers seriously. Chargers have a 3-point lead. And it is 1st and 15 for the Rams. Pass no good. Aaron Cox had it go out of his hand. There's another penalty flag. Gary Plummer was covering Cox, perhaps too closely.
It looked like Plummer may have bumped him from the backside.
Defensive pass interference. First down.
So Gary Plummer called for the interference.
Look at number 50 on the bottom right of your screen. Now, will he hit Cox right here? Look. Oh, boy, that's a tough call. That's so close.
Couldn't see interference from that angle anyway.
Oh, and if it was interference, it certainly didn't seem like much, but they don't care how much it is, just as long as it's interference.
First down for the Rams at their 21. Tailback Bell. Good balance by Bell. There's another flag down, and Bell is to the 47-yard line. That one covered 28 yards. Let's see if it'll count. Heath Browner made a saving tackle. Bell almost lost his balance, put a hand down to brace himself.
Holding 66 offense.
Tom Newberry called for the hold on the Rams, and a 28-yard run is called off.
Well, there's Newberry, and he's called for it. You see him pulling around the left. He's on the left side of your screen at the top part, folks, the left side. And it appears he does have a pretty good grip on Fred's, well, not Fred Strickland, excuse me. I didn't see who he had hold of.
He had him wrapped up pretty well, but you don't often see the holding call on the run. But that one against Newberry nullifies a long Ram gain and a potential first down. 2-minute warning in the first half. Al Saunders and his Chargers trying to hang on to the lead with 2 minutes left in the first half. They're up 17-14. Guess what? There's a penalty flag down as Bell carries. That'll be the 14th penalty of this first half. Williams and Plummer get credit for the tackle.
Yeah, that's 14 times, folks, the game is stopped so we could talk about these things.
Offside against the Chargers.
Offside. Defense.
Pat Haggerty's going to have laryngitis before the game's over. 14 total penalties out of 53 plays.
San Diego.
What's that, 25%?
Close to it.
Henson said. Anyway, I trust him. Jay Henson, our producer.
And the thing is, that's 14 times we stopped the flow of the game to go through it. It makes it a tough game to keep up with.
1:55 left in the first half. 1st and 15 for the Rams. Jim Everett going deep off the hand of Ellard and incomplete. Bill Bird was covering Ellard on the play, and Everett zipped it, but Ellard couldn't hang on.
Oh, Everett put the ball just in the right spot, but Ellard didn't make the catch. And these are the kind of catches you're going to have to make. If you want to make the playoffs or win championships, when you have a chance to make the play, you need to make it.
Ellard has had 7 straight games where he's caught at least 4 passes and has only 1 reception today. Been the leading receiver on this Ram team for 4 straight seasons. Everett only 4 of 10. On the ground, Bell bounces it outside. Greg Bell across the 35 to the 37-yard line before he's collared. A 21-yard gain and no flags this time. Timeout by the Rams, stopping the clock with 1:42 left after the first down run by Greg Bell. We'll take a break with the Chargers leading 17-14. Seal with tight coverage for the Chargers.
That was good coverage by Sam Seal. Everett wanted to get the ball inside, but Ellard was being harassed by Seal before he made the cut, and I believe that's what caused the pass to be off target. Here you see at the top of your screen. Now watch this bump. That little bump right there slowed Ellard down just enough to where that ball was too far out in front to be caught.
And it brings up a 2nd and 10 for the Rams with 1:38 left in the half. Everett in trouble, taken down. There's a penalty marker. 2 of them go on the field as Everett went down under the Charger rush with Lee Williams and Gary Plummer all over him. And a holding call against the Rams. 15 penalties now in the first half.
Big Lee Williams, number 99. They say he's not playing the running game.
Holding Number 56, offense declined, 3rd down.
That was Doug Smith, guilty of the hold.
They say Williams doesn't play the run game as well as he should, but meantime, he puts so much pressure on the passer that I think they can sacrifice that. Let's see if we can pick up the hold here. Sure, look at that. They're trying to tackle him.
Williams has been the top sacker for the Chargers the last 3 years and currently has 7. Give him 8 with that one. He's tied for 2nd in the AFC with Smith and Gastineau. Fletcher of Denver leads in sacks with 8 coming into this weekend. Everett with a scramble, lets it go complete to the 47-yard line. Aaron Cox makes the catch for 17 yards. Sam Seal on the coverage. It'll be short of the 1st down, however, by about a yard. Cox came across, but came up a yard short, and 4th down, 4th and 1. And the Rams are thinking about going for it. Meanwhile, they take a timeout, stopping the clock with 1:08 left, and a 4th down coming up for the Rams. The Rams are down to their final timeout, and John Robinson contemplating going for it in his own territory. And what about the question here, Joe? What would you do?
I'd punt. What I'd do is go up to the line of scrimmage and pretend like I'm going to go for it on 4th down and try and draw the Chargers off sides and then punt. I wouldn't risk giving the Chargers such good field position here. The Rams only have 1 timeout left. Trying to march to 50 yards, I think they'd be hoping for a lot, and now they are putting their punting team on the field. But I don't know why they wouldn't have gone to the line of scrimmage and pretended, made the fake like they're going for the 1st down, hoped that one of the Chargers would jump off sides. I don't know why they didn't try that.
Hatcher's last punt was not a good one. This one is much better. James calls for a fair catch and takes it at about the 13-yard line, a 41-yard Hatcher punt. And the fans venting their displeasure with Robinson's choice to punt the ball away. Now you've got Mark Vlasic, the very inexperienced quarterback. You've got 1:01 left. You're backed up in your own territory. What do the Chargers do?
Well, the Chargers right now should run the football and try to get out of this half with this lead that they have, 17-14. They have the momentum in their favor. They shouldn't take any chances here that could turn that momentum around. Rams only have 1 timeout. Run the ball at the Rams, going at halftime with the lead.
From the 13, you see the time remaining. Bad snap. Vlasic got it though and handed it to Anderson, who's across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Picked up 7 on the 1st down run before Eckern and Johnson make the tackle. And the clock ticks down toward halftime. Stay with us at halftime. The NFL Live gang will be on hand to bring you all the highlights. Week 12 of the NFL season. Spot the ball just across the 21. Clock continues to roll. The Chargers will undoubtedly let it run out. Get one more play off and then head toward the locker room. Didn't get it off in time, perhaps. I thought I heard a whistle sound, but I guess not. The play goes. And Anderson on the carry takes it to the 22. Gained about 1, and that should be the final play of the 1st half.
You did hear a whistle, Tom, and so did I, but I don't know if it was one of the officials. I think it was on this sideline. Again, the Chargers are doing exactly what I would have done in this situation. Take the lead, go in at halftime.
And that's exactly what will happen. The San Diego Chargers go to the dressing room in front, 17-14 at halftime. A surprising score in a penalty-marred 1st half here at Anaheim Stadium. Today's game is brought to you by Pontiac. We build excitement. Halftime at Anaheim Stadium, the Chargers 17 and the Rams 14.
Game quickly. Here's what's happening elsewhere. The Saints are in front of the Broncos. Halftime at the Superdome, 21-0. Bobby Hebert, a 40-yarder to Eric Martin. Ruben Mays and Dalton Hilliard each with a 3-yard scoring run. The Eagles and the Giants go to the 3rd quarter at the rainy Meadowlands, and this game is tied up at 10 apiece. Phil Simms has a 62-yarder to Stacy Robinson for the Giant touchdown. Randall Cunningham's 1-yard run, the Eagle TD. In the game you're watching, San Diego thinking At Anaheim, 17-14 at halftime. Atlanta goes to the third quarter at the Coliseum in L.A. They bottled up both Marcus Allen and Bo Jackson so far, and they lead 3-0. Buffalo beat the Jets today 9-6, and in the process, it was an overtime victory on a Scott Norwood field goal. They have clinched the AFC East in the 12th week. It's the earliest AFC divisional clinching since the league went to a 16-game schedule in 1978. Afterwards, Don Criqui and Bob Trumpy were there to file this report.
Thank you, Bob. This is the play that ended the game in overtime. Norwood with a field goal, a 30-yarder, drills it up and through, and this kicks off the biggest football celebration probably ever in Buffalo. Certainly the biggest in attendance. 80,000 were here. The last time the Bills were champions of the division was in 1980. But somehow this year is more special because the Bills fans know this could be a championship team, a Super Bowl winner. Certainly they'd have to go in as the AFC favorite at this point. And then this enormous celebration broke loose. I don't know how you do it, but they found a way to dismantle the steel goalposts. And then tens of thousands of Bills fans paraded around the field with this their trophy. But if you get it home, where do you put it?
Surprised that the Rams haven't been able to pressure Vlasic. The offensive line of the Chargers is doing a really good job.
All right, we're ready for the second half kickoff. This kickoff sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers. And the Rams will kick to get the second half underway. Lansford with a kick. It wobbles close to the out-of-bounds marker where it's taken by Holland. Holland comes back to the sideline to the 25-yard line where he's taken down by Brent Farinez on special teams for the Rams. Here are the halftime stats, Joe.
Yes, I think the big thing is that 0 turnovers by both teams. The offenses are playing well. The time of possession certainly favors the Chargers, but the kickoff was the big play. That's why the Chargers have the lead right now, that long kickoff return by Anthony Miller.
A lot of penalties in that first half. If you were with us in the first half, we stopped play, what, 15 times for penalties, something like that. And the Chargers now have it with a first down, the first series of the second half. 17-14 San Diego, an 11-point underdog today. Pass by Vlasic knocked down at the line of scrimmage, and it falls incomplete. Vlasic getting his second NFL start, playing in his third NFL game. He played a bit against Denver last year and doing a good job.
I'm impressed with the way he's been going to the right receivers each time, Tom. This last play, Vlasic was trying to get downfield. He had the open receiver, but of course the ball was knocked down at the line of scrimmage. He's showing some poise back there.
9 of 16 for the day. He's got a second down here. Gary Anderson on the pitch. The Rams stack it up and take Anderson down after no gain. Doug Reed, that defensive end out of San Diego State, leading the charge for the Rams.
Well, Doug Reed, he became a full-time starter when the Jack Youngblood, the former defensive end of the Rams, called it a career after 14 seasons, and Reed is just doing a good job out there. I mean, big load to try and control, and he's going against the rookie offensive tackle Dave Richards, and Richard just couldn't quite control him that last play.
Reed is 6'3", 250 pounds, was a junior college All-American at San Diego City College before transferring to San Diego State. 3 of 7 on the third down conversions today. Vlasic scrambling. He's hit as he lets it go. It'll be incomplete. So the Rams look good on defense to open the second half. And are they going to say that Vlasic was down? Yes, they're going to rule him sacked in the grasp as Kevin Green gets the sack. That'll be his 11th of the season.
Well, Mark Vlasic's looking for a receiver, but he can't find one. Green is the one that forced him out of the pocket, and Green is the one that's going to get credited for the sack that time.
So Mojenko punched from his own end zone. It was almost blocked, but he gets it away. Backpedaling to pick it up for the Rams is Hicks. And Hicks is spun down at the 45-yard line after a 5-yard return. Mojenko's punt covered 46 yards under pressure, but the Rams with good field position.
Today's game is brought to you by Mazda Cars and Trucks, including the all-new Mazda MPV. By MCI. Let us show you how much better a long-distance company can be. And by the good time, great taste of McDonald's.
Tom Hammond and Joe Namath at Anaheim Stadium. We're in the third quarter, 13:42 to play in the period, with the surprising San Diego Chargers holding a 17-14 lead on the favored Los Angeles Rams. The Rams now with their first possession of the second half in good field position at their own 46-yard line. McGee and White, the running backs. This is Charles White. Stopped short of midfield after a gain of about 4 yards on the play. Cedric Figueroa, the rookie linebacker out of Notre Dame, making the stop for the Chargers.
I'd look for the Rams to try and get that running game going. Greg Bell had some big gainers in that second quarter, and here we see Charles White busting up the middle for a 4-yard gain. I kind of think the Rams would like to establish control of that line of scrimmage.
The Rams have had less than 100 yards rushing 4 of their last 5 games. They look to this game to get that running attack back in gear. Jim Everett pumps once and goes deep. He's got Ellard, but the ball is overthrown. Henry Ellard was behind the defense, but Everett overthrew him, and it has not been a good afternoon for the third-year veteran out of Purdue.
Oh, he's just been misfiring from time to time, Everett has. But I'll tell you that last time, Vincey Glenn, the defensive safety, was in pretty good position. Had that ball been on target, I believe the safety would have made the play rather than Sam Sill. There's Glenn, number 25.
Jim Everett has passed for 68 yards today, hitting 6 of 14 for John Robinson's club. Everett leads the NFL with 21 touchdown passes, but has struggled the last 3 games. Play action pass. Everett rolls out, goes back the other way. Intercepted by San Diego. Patterson, Elvis Toast Patterson, pulls it down after the ball was tipped. That's the first turnover of the game. Johnson was the intended receiver, but the ball batted around, and it comes down in the arms of Patterson.
And this is by far the worst decision so far that Jim Everett's made today. You see the defenders over there in excellent shape to play the ball. He should not have thrown the ball in the crowd, and of course Elvis Patterson makes the good interception, but that's one that Everett certainly would like to have back.
Leslie O'Neal was the Charger that batted the ball off the hand of the intended receiver Johnson, and Patterson makes the interception of Everett. First and 10, Chargers at the Ram 44. They lead 17-14. 12:53 third quarter. Here's the end around to Early. Early tries to get the corner, but can't. He's spun out of bounds by Johnny Johnson after a short gain on the play.
Well, Johnny Johnson and linebacker Mike Wilcher for the Rams both read that reverse, and they strung it out that time. There's Johnny Johnson. He came up to make the tackle, and there's Wilcher, number 54. They weren't fooled at all on that reverse.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10 coming up for the Chargers. The big play for San Diego was a 93-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by Anthony Miller in the first half. Mark Vlasic, 2 years out of Iowa, under fire in his second NFL start. He did a good job. Vlasic's pass intended for Anderson, and the flags go down. We had 15 penalties called on both teams in the first half, and this is the first one of the second half. Carl Eckern had hold of Anderson as the pass was on its way.
Defensive pass interference, number 55, first down.
Well, Eckert was beaten to the inside that time. Look on the right side of your screen. Maybe you'll see Eckert hold him right here. Right here. You see by the upright, Eckert knows he doesn't have any help to the inside, and so he tried to hold Anderson up a little bit. Well, he just got caught that time.
Mark Vlasic had his first start a week ago against Atlanta. A Charger win, 10-7. And has his club on top here with a first down now at the Ram 43. Across the middle. Holland couldn't handle it. I thought he should have made the catch, Joe, but it goes incomplete at the 30. Jerry Gray covering for the Rams.
Oh, Jamie Holland figures he should have made the catch too. It was right in his breadbasket. A little low, but right around the midsection. He'll come up with that pass 9 times out of 10. Here he just goes downfield, turns inside. Now watch the ball. It's high enough off the ground for him to make this catch. and he'll catch that more times than not.
2nd and 10 coming up for the Chargers. Third quarter has been the weak part of the game for San Diego this season. Bernstein in motion. Vlasic hit as he lets it go. It's incomplete. Gary Jeter was putting the pressure on Vlasic. He was able to unload the ball. Arthur Cox was the closest man to it, and the youngster avoided the sack.
Gary Jeter in his 12th year showing a lot of quickness for the veteran. You know, you mentioned that statistic of only scoring the 13 points in the third quarter. And the only way I could figure that out is they're not as equipped, I guess, the second half when they come out as the other teams are. Usually you see coaching staffs make adjustments for the third quarter, and maybe they haven't been making the right adjustments.
Neither team has had a third down conversion since the Chargers' first TD drive. Flag down. Vlasic's pass incomplete. Penalty marker on the play, and Gary Jeter was right in the face of Vlasic once again. I think it's going to be a hold against the Chargers. It will be against San Diego.
Holding, number 76. Offense declined. 4th down.
Broderick Thompson, guilty of the hold, brings up a 4th down for the Chargers.
Well, you know, in the first half especially, the Chargers were getting good pass protection. The Rams weren't able to pressure Vlasic, but what Mark Vlasic was doing was throwing the ball quicker in the first half. This last play held the ball for a long time, and on 2nd down too, and that allowed the Rams to get back there and get pressure on him.
Mojenko has had a good day kicking for the Chargers. They let this one bounce. It'll be downed inside the 10 by the Chargers. Johnson and Hicks let it bounce. It only covered 36 yards, but it backs the Rams up. 12-18 left in the third. Chargers on top. Charger defense set to face the Rams. Los Angeles backed up to its own 9-yard line with a 1st down. Jim Everett has not had a good day passing, and the running game was sputtered as well. Hand off to Greg Bell. Bell breaks a couple of tackles and surges forward to about the 14-yard line. Got about 5 yards before he was stopped by Figueroa and Plummer.
5-yard gain.
Billy Ray Smith, who is the mainstay of the Charger defense, is currently on the sideline. Al Saunders says he's the best player on his San Diego team, but he's out of the game at the moment. We'll check and see if he was injured. New Orleans blanking the Broncos. The Giants in front, and Atlanta in a close contest across town against the Raiders. Here, San Diego 17-14. So far in a scoreless third quarter, 11:40 left. Bell gets to the outside, uses his blockers well, crosses the 20, and picks up a Ram 1st down. Figueroa, the rookie from Notre Dame, tripped him up with help from Vincey Glenn.
Well, the Chargers had no outside run support that time. We'll see a replay here. Number 93, Tyrone Keys, will rush to the inside, and that'll leave this outside wide open here. You see Seal, but he's about 6 yards off the line of scrimmage. They had no one outside to contain that time, and I can't help but think that Tyrone Keys was the man that was responsible for that containment.
There's Billy Ray Smith, number 54, who is on the sideline with a leg contusion and will play only on special teams. That ball batted down at the line of scrimmage by 6'5" Lee Williams.
Well, Everett stands 6'5", but he still couldn't get this ball over the tall Lee Williams. Looked downfield to try to set up the screen pass to the right, but Lee Williams just makes a good individual effort to knock the pass down.
Good battle going on by Lee Williams and the veteran Jackie Slater in the offensive line for the Rams. Everett now has hit on 6 of 16. He has a touchdown and 1 interception. To Greg Bell. Bell to the 25, forward to the 29-yard line. Finally stopped there by Sam Seal and Leonard Coleman. He'll be short of the 1st down by a couple of yards. Bell has carried for almost 60 yards today and has been the best runner for the Rams. He leads them on the season.
The Rams may have found the soft spot over there at that side of the defense, because that's the second play in the last 3 that they've been able to carry outside for a good gain.
So the Rams, who have had trouble running the football lately, trying to improve that running game. They've got a 3rd and 1 here. Robert Cox is in on the offensive line. Pitch it to Bell on the other side. He's hit, but he crosses the 30 and will be close to the first down. Joe Phillips clamped on him and held on. Short gain on the play, but perhaps enough. It will be a first down for Los Angeles, who began this drive on its own 9-yard line. And the Rams now out to the 31. Charles White comes back in, and Bell goes to the sideline. John Robinson told us he'd like to split time between those two. White started, the leading rusher in the NFL last year, but only number 2 on this team this year after a 30-day substance abuse suspension. Here's White. Charlie White to the 35. He got 4 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 6 coming up for the Rams, who continue to keep it on the ground. Browner, Plummer, and Figaro, 3 of the linebackers in the game for the Chargers, all getting a piece of the tackle.
Yes, and the Chargers have been playing 4 defensive linemen to try and shut down this Ram running game, and they've been pretty successful so far. Every now and then the Rams look like they're going to break a big run. In fact, they have gotten some good gainers, but this Charger defense seems to come together and stop them at the right time.
2nd down, 6 yards to go for the Rams. Everett dumps it across the middle. Complete to McGee, and Buford McGee has a Ram first down to the 45-yard line. It covered 11 yards on the play. Leonard Coleman gets credit for the tackle. Figaro got a piece of it as well. So 11-yard gain, and Everett passes for a first down.
Everett with the quick release right over the middle, caught the Chargers dropping back into pass coverage, and that allowed the runner, the receiver, to gain the first down.
How damaging is the loss of Billy Ray Smith to the Charger defense?
Well, that remains to be seen, but remember, he is the best Charger defensive player.
First down pass from Everett. Completes it to Bell in the flat. Bell dropped it. Had it and tried to turn upfield too soon. The pass goes incomplete. Keith Browner was bearing down on him.
Yeah, I was going to say Bell probably either heard or felt Keith Browner, number 57, coming down on him. You'll see on the left side of your screen, number 57 closing in on Bell, and I think Bell kind of had him in the corner of his eye and took his eye off the football.
There's Billy Ray Smith watching the action from the sideline. Browner at 6'6", 266 pounds. It might have felt like that earthquake last night as he was bearing down on Bell. There are the numbers on Jim Everett. Everett lets it go complete. The Rams have a first down as the catch was made for 14 yards by Willie Anderson, the rookie out of UCLA.
I tell you, I missed something here. I see Elvis Patterson is in at cornerback. I don't know where Gil Byrd is. He was playing well, but right now Patterson is one-on-one at the top of the screen, and Everett goes right to work on him, throws a perfect strike, but I'm curious to where Byrd is. We haven't gotten an injury. He's back in the game now.
For Willie Anderson, that was his 6th reception of the season. 2nd-round draft choice. Gives the Rams a first down at the 41 of the Chargers. Bell, not much there. Got a couple of yards in the center of the Charger defense. It was Carl Wilson that made the stop. 2 years out of LSU. Been inactive the last 2 games with a back injury, but in there playing today.
Coach Robinson has to be fairly pleased with this drive so far. I mean, the Rams started out on about their 7-yard line, and they've been able to march down the field. The big thing is, though, they haven't gotten on the scoreboard with this drive yet, and that's what they sorely need, certainly, for this sputtering offense.
2nd and 7 for the Rams. The ball spotted at the Charger 38. Everett's pass complete to Del Pino. Del Pino struggles forward with good effort to the 30 and a first down with Seal and Plummer hanging on. There's Robert Del Pino. He's a rookie out of Missouri, 5th-round draft choice.
Yeah, Del Pino used to be a receiver in his junior year up until his junior year at college, because you'd wonder why Sam Seal, number 30, wouldn't climb right up on a running back. I mean, you're not going to have as much respect for a running back as a wide-out receiver as you would for those burners like Allard or Miller. But meantime, Seal laid off and gave him plenty of room for the completion.
Everett continues to move the Rams. They're at the 30 of the Chargers. White, fumble, ball's loose, and the Chargers have it. Keith Browner laterals it. Seal's got it. Down the sideline, he's still going. He's all the way. 75 yards. Browner, lateral to Seal. Pat Miller gave him a block, and the Chargers score a touchdown on the White fumble.
What a great defensive play by the Chargers. Here the ball pops up into the air, and Browner will come up with it, number 57, and he figures he's going to take this in for a touchdown. He knows he has Seal behind him, and look how smartly he laterals the ball outside to Seal, and Seal's able to stay in bounds to take it the distance. Big, big play for the Chargers.
DeLine is on for the extra point for the Chargers, and he kicks it through. 75-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown. John Robinson's Rams against the wall here in a must-win situation, and the Chargers celebrate on the sideline after a great defensive play. Their lead goes to 10.
Here you see where the fumble pops up into the air. Browner once again makes the nice catch, and boy, this is the linebackers and a lineman's dream to have that ball in the open field and running. Now look how he gets up in the air. Nice lateral backwards to Seal, and Seal takes it the rest of the way.
So the Chargers, with that 75-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown, up their lead to 10 points, 6:22 to play in the third. Welcome to those of you who have been watching the Denver Saints game. We'll bring you up to date on that game as we continue here at Anaheim. Quite an electrifying play a moment ago. A 75-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown has given the San Diego Chargers a 24-10 lead, or 24-14 lead on the Rams. And here's what happened.
Charles White hits up the middle looking for some running room, and the ball pops in the air. Browner, the linebacker, catches it. Now he's trying to go downfield for the touchdown. Here's the lateral to Sam Seal, and Seal will take it the rest of the way, staying in bounds. You know, earlier I kept expecting the Rams to come back and overtake the Chargers, but I'll tell you what, this play has put the Chargers in great position.
Ball bounces free, picked up by Ron Brown, trying to get outside with his great speed, and he stopped at about the 27-yard line. Ron Brown, who had a 72-yard kickoff return that set up the Ram touchdown in the first half. Woodard and Coleman down on special teams made the saving tackle for the Chargers. So the Rams try to get back. They trail by 10. Leading by 10 in the third. There's Keith Browner, who recovered that fumble a moment ago. He had a tipped pass against Seattle, returned 60 yards for a touchdown earlier this season. He's been a big play man for the Chargers. Here's Greg Bell with a big hole up the middle. Cuts it back. Takes it across the 35 to the 37-yard line, where Browner and Plummer make the stop. The ball squirted loose, but I think it was after Bell was down, and the ball stays in the possession of the Rams, who had driven 71 yards in 12 plays before the White fumble, which was converted into a touchdown by the Chargers.
Well, the Chargers have hung in there defensively. They haven't given up the long gainer to the Rams, and that's the reason, one of the main reasons they're ahead in this game. They won't let the Rams get the big touchdown play.
2nd and 1 for the Rams. McGee, there's a flag down as he is spun down at the 45-yard line. He's got enough for the first down if the play stands. Let's check the penalty marker. Vince Glenn and Cedric Figaro on the tackle, but a holding call against Los Angeles.
Holding, number 56, offense, still 2nd down.
This is the second holding call on Doug Smith today.
At the top of the screen, you see number 56 with his left hand on the back of Phillips, number 75. And that's where the call is made. Now, these Rams have been hurting themselves more than anything with the penalties and the dropped passes and, of course, the big fumble in the last series.
So 2nd and 11 for John Robinson's team, trailing by 10. The ball at the Ram 26-yard line, and 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Everett's pass across the middle, complete to McGee. McGee hit and dropped short of the 35-yard line. It'll bring up a third down play for the Rams. Figueroa and Bennett combining for the tackle for the Chargers. Bennett, 1 year out of Jackson State, in there replacing Sam Seal, who has leg cramps, and John Robinson trailing the Saints in the NFC West, and the Saints on their way to a victory over the Broncos has to be concerned.
Oh, he has to be concerned. He has to face the Robinson's Rams faced the Chicago Bears and the 49ers in those last 4 games. So you know he wants to win this one.
Also play the Broncos and the Falcons, and they are in danger of being 2 games behind the Saints. Greg Bell on the delayed handoff takes it to the 40-yard line. He's got a Ram first down. Vincey Glenn covers Bell. But it is a Ram first down. This is what they were doing their last possession before the fumble, when they went 71 yards starting at their own 9.
Well, there's an old defensive theory that if you don't allow the offense to have the big gainer, you make them take those 5-6 yard gainers. Eventually the offense will stop itself with either a penalty or a turnover, and that's just what's been happening to the Rams. They've been hurting themselves.
Sam Seal back into the corner after the leg cramps. He ran for the touchdown a while ago. Everett is sacked. Second sack of the day, third sack of the day for the Chargers, and once again it's Lee Williams, the leading sacker for the Charger club, who gets credit for this takedown.
But Saunders didn't like that. At the top of your screen, number 78, well, we can't see him. Jackie Slater was beaten badly to the outside that time by big Lee Williams, and that doesn't happen to the All-Pro Slater very often, but he doesn't see many defensive ends with the speed of Lee Williams, number 99.
Williams 6'5", 271, 5 years out of Bethune-Cookman of Florida. 2nd and 18 for the Rams. Everett completes it to Bell. On the swing pass, Bell tripped up, dropped at the 38-yard line by Gary Plummer. It'll be third down coming up for the Rams, 3rd and long.
Good defensive play for the Chargers that time. They only gave up 8 yards or so, and they forced the Rams into a 3rd down and 12 situation. So that 2nd down play was won by the Chargers defense, even though the pass was completed.
3rd and 12 for Jim Everett and company. 2 of 8 on the afternoon for the Rams. Everett under pressure. Over the head of Ellerton, out of bounds. The blitz was coming from the Chargers, and Everett had to get rid of it early. And again, a good defensive play by San Diego.
Well, Everett got rid of the ball early, but meantime, Gil Byrd, the cornerback, was back there in good shape on the coverage. Here you see Everett. Now he knows the blitz is coming, and he knows he has to get rid of it early. You see him falling away as he throws the ball inaccurately, but it's a good thing for him because Byrd was there for the interception.
Joe Campbell, the rookie out of New Mexico State, was putting on the pressure. Here's Hatcher's kick. James calls for a fair catch at the 22-yard line. A 39-yard punt by Hatcher. We've got a timeout. 2:26 left in the 3rd, and the Chargers still on top. This game, the Rams were 1 behind New Orleans, and the Saints on their way to victory apparently over the Broncos. But you said something earlier. The Rams are the better team in this matchup, but it's still a game of emotion, you said.
The better personnel, certainly, but it's desire. The heart still counts, and the team that wants it the most comes out on top more times than not. And I have to believe that the Chargers were more ready for this game than the Rams were. At least they're looking like they're more ready to play.
First down play to Anderson for the Chargers, who lead 24-14. And just over 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Now, what's the Chargers' philosophy here? Do you go conservative and try to protect a 10-point lead, or you stick with the game plan that's been successful so far?
Oh, I wouldn't get conservative, Tom. Not now. I think what the Chargers need to do is what they haven't done this second half, and that's to go back to that short, quick passing game that Vlasic was so successful with in the first half. They've gone to deeper drops and longer developing patterns, and the Rams have been able to put pressure on Vlasic.
Vlasic directing the Charger offense to 24 points today, although the last touchdown was scored by the defense on the fumble. That pass incomplete, intended for Anthony Miller. Jerry Gray was covering Miller on the play for the Rams. So the Chargers have scored in a lot of different ways today. A 93-yard kickoff return by Anthony Miller, a 75-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown, plus 10 points from the offensive unit. So it's been a balanced attack for the San Diego Chargers, and a team effort so far. The defense has played well. Third and 8. Vlasic in the shotgun, flanked by Bernstein and James. Flag down. Pass knocked down by the Rams. Good defense that time by Los Angeles. James Washington deflected the pass. Vlasic is also shaken up on the play. Looks like his left knee as he holds it. Mark Malone is the backup.
False start. Offense with a timer. Put 4 seconds back on the clock, please.
Pat Haggerty with a call.
We'll see how Vlasic hurts his left knee. Let's watch his left leg here.
But it buckled sort of as he got hit by Sean Miller. And Vlasic is down. The veteran Mark Malone is the backup. The third quarterback, Babe Laufenberg, not active for this game. There's Malone. There are his stats on the season. He started weeks 7 through 10 for the Chargers. Came over in a trade from the Steelers this year. Had a terrific game, too, and only his second start.
He certainly was. Now, I also noticed that Vlasic was wearing a brace on that left knee, and that may help prevent a serious injury. But right now, that's the area they're examining. You know, if you have to go to your backup quarterback, it's good to have a veteran of Malone's caliber to be able to come in here. I mean, you have a 10-point lead. You should figure that Malone is not going to get you in trouble, and Vlasic's been having time in the shorter passes, so if Malone can get the same amount of time, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Chargers attack continue to move the ball.
Well, you know about the blows to the knees, too, don't you? That has to make you wince a little bit, Joe.
I tell you, whenever they had that replay, I just get lost. It's hard for me to even talk about those things because there's nothing good you can talk about. I mean, the only two bad things about football I've always said are the injuries and the losses. Atlanta and the Raiders are tied. The Raiders haven't scored a touchdown now going back to the game with San Diego. They had 3 field goals last week against the 49ers and now just 2 field goals against Atlanta.
Vlasic had hit on 9 of 20 for 80 yards and a touchdown, and Mark Malone came over from the Steelers, much maligned by the Steeler fans over the years, to direct the Charger offense now, 8 years out of Arizona State. He's completed almost 55% of his passes. His rating is 61.9 in the quarterback ratings, and took Pittsburgh to the playoffs a couple of years. Going to pass right away, and it's intercepted. Intercepted and then fumbled, and the ball's still loose. Let's see if Irvin had possession. Yes, they say it is the Rams football at about the 24-yard line of the Chargers. Mark Malone on the field after Vlasic was injured, throws an interception on his first play.
After I just talked about how good it is to have the veteran quarterback come in the game, he threw the ball on the inside when it should have been thrown to the outside. Malone has time here. Now, if he throws the ball to the outside, it's a completed pass, but instead it's to the inside of the receiver, and Leroy Irvin gets the ball, and I'm not sure that is an interception.
So Leroy Irvin had it and then dropped it, and the replay official taking a look at it now. George Sladke, earlier in the game, reversed a decision. It appeared that the Rams had fumbled, but on further examination, it was ruled the ground had caused the fumble. The Rams retained possession. This is the second critical replay call for George Sladke.
Well, if Irvin had the ball for the interception, he certainly didn't have it a long time. Let's take another look at it. He's got the ball there. Now, did he have control of it? See, the key is if he has control of the ball, which from that angle, we really can't tell.
Remember, they need conclusive evidence to reverse a call. And here's Pat Haggerty.
We have a personal foul. Number 76, San Diego, piling on, 1st and goal.
Roderick Thompson guilty of the piling on call. And no word from Haggerty about the replay. I wonder if they're still reviewing it. They have to be reviewing that call to see if Irvin had possession. And they are holding him up. The Rams are ready to come to the line of scrimmage, but the replay official is still having a look on what is a tough call. Let's look at it again from this angle.
And the key here, folks, is if the replay people can tell conclusively that he either had the ball or he didn't have the ball. If from that angle they really can't tell conclusively, then it's going to stay with the call the officials made on the field, and that was the interception.
That was a real play, a real speed replay, as Vlasic is being taken to the locker room after the injury.
After further review, the play stands as ruled. First down.
And Joe, I suspect there that there was no conclusive evidence because you just couldn't tell as we looked at it from the backside. So the Rams with a first down now. The ball on the 12-yard line. 1st and 10 from the 12. Greg Bell inside the 10, falls forward to the 7-yard line. Cedric Figueroa, the rookie linebacker, has had a lot of action today.
Well, I'll tell you, if this last interception by Irvin doesn't inspire these Rams, if we don't get a look at the real Ram team here, then something's drastically wrong with these boys. They played much better football throughout the course of the season, and let's not take anything away from the Chargers. This defense of the Chargers has been doing a fine job. Let's see if they can keep them out of the end zone this time.
30 seconds left in the third quarter. Rams down by 10. Bell again gets the call to the 5. He'll need about 2 for the first down. Lee Williams makes the tackle for San Diego. Again, Mark Vlasic, who had done an excellent job at quarterback for the Chargers, injured. Mark Malone comes on and immediately throws an interception, which has put the Rams in scoring territory. Third down, call it about 3 from the Charger 5-yard line as the third quarter comes to an end. So that's the end of the third quarter with the Chargers clinging to a lead over the Rams. We'll be back after a word from your local station. Mark Malone relieving the injured Mark Vlasic, throwing the interception, and the Rams now with a 3rd and 3 from the Charger 5-yard line. First play of the fourth quarter. Bell, the tailback in the eye, gets the handoff. Over right tackle for a tough yard or 2. Thrown back by the San Diego defense with Gary Plummer putting the hit on Bell. It'll be 4th down. And the field goal unit trotting onto the field for the Rams. What about this call?
I think it's the right call. Good defensive effort by the Chargers. John Robinson right now doesn't want to go head-to-head with that Charger defense. Not the way they've been playing. They've done a good job of holding the Rams now, and the Rams are smart to go for the 3 points, in my opinion.
20-yard field goal attempt by Mike Lansford, who has hit on 15 of 21 for the season. And the chip shot is good. So the Rams take advantage of the Malone interception to get 3 points and draw closer to the San Diego Chargers. 14-13 left in the game. The Chargers now lead by 7.
Today's game is brought to you by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? By Bud Light. Everything else is just a light. And by Norelco Lift and Cut Shavers. We made close comfortable.
Tom Hammond and Joe Namath at Anaheim Stadium. Mark Malone will be the quarterback for the Chargers after this kickoff by Mike Lansford. Taken by Anthony Miller, who ran 193 yards earlier for a touchdown. He gets to the outside, and the speedster just knocked out of bounds for the last man that had a shot at him, James Washington. They'll spot it around the 30-yard line. Miller very dangerous on those kickoff returns. Joe, three-quarter stats.
Well, the Rams seem to be doing a good job running the ball. They're still 7 points behind. They're leading in all these total yards and time of possession, too, according to these stats. So you have to wonder why they're behind in the game. But the big kickoff return by Miller and, of course, the interception or fumble recovery by Browner were the 2 big scores.
First down for the Chargers from the 33. Mark Malone, the quarterback, threw an interception on his only other play. Fakes the handoff and rolls out. Got a man hanging on, and he takes it to the 36-yard line. That was Wiltshire, who had a hold of Malone and finally dragged him down. What about the psyche of Mark Malone now after pitching that quick interception?
Well, you know, he's upset with himself. Again, if had the ball been outside, it could have been a completion. But Malone, in his 8th year, he's had all the ups and downs that most quarterbacks go through. He's heard all the boos up there at Pittsburgh. And I kind of figure, I know Mark, and I think he has himself together. He'll get back under control and then do a good job for the Chargers.
He got 3 yards on that run. Anderson hit and dropped at the line of scrimmage by Carl Eckert. Do you think that the Charger coaches should have given Malone a couple of handoffs or maybe a safer pass to sort of get him into the flow of the game before he tried to go downfield and threw the interception?
If it were a young quarterback, certainly. If it were in cold weather, say in Chicago or Buffalo, possibly, yes, run the ball. But Malone's loose. He's a veteran. What the Chargers coaches should have done is told someone in that offensive line to block Carl Eckert on that last play because no one laid a hand on it.
Meanwhile, they're x-raying the left knee of starting quarterback Mark Vlasic in the dressing room. 3rd and 7. Malone lets it go deep. Miller's back there. He's got it. Miller is down at about the 15-yard line. A 51-yard pass. Malone to the speedy rookie Anthony Miller.
Well, that's one way to come back from an interception, folks. Go for the bomb, and you have him wide open. Here you see Anthony Miller just sprint past Leroy Irvin. Irvin thought he was going outside a bit, and with all that speed, Miller got the 2 steps, and Malone was out front with the ball. A big play for the...
In the '88 draft, the All-American out of Tennessee, a former track star who had only 1 year of high school football, and he's been the big play man for the Chargers today. First down, San Diego at the Ram 15-yard line. San Diego leading 24-17. Gary Anderson still keeps the legs pumping and gets down to the 12-yard line with Washington and Eckern hanging on. About a 4-yard gain for the Rams on that play. It was Spencer that carried the ball. Spencer got the handoff. There he is, number 43, Tim Spencer, 6'1", 223, 4 years out of Ohio State, the 3rd leading rusher for this Charger team.
Chargers offensively right now shouldn't risk anything, shouldn't risk throwing that ball over the middle. They should milk this clock as much as they can in these next 2 plays and be happy with the 3-point field goal and a 10-point lead once again.
Spencer and Redden, the running backs. That's Redden in motion. Spencer picking his way forward and takes it close to the 5-yard line. The Chargers moving it on the ground here the last couple of plays against that Ram defense. Jerry Gray, the cornerback, had to come up and make the tackle. Got some help from Alvin Wright.
It's getting down now to where if the Chargers can keep that clock going the way their defense has been playing, if they get a 10-point lead, they've got to feel awful good with their chances. Charger defense has been good all day long.
Close to the first down, they call out the sticks for the measurement, and it will be just short. Only that much needed for the first down on a 3rd down play coming up for San Diego.
Well, I'll tell you, with the penetration the Rams got on a couple of short yardage plays a little while ago, the only running play I'd go with right now is Malone up the middle on a quarterback sneak, or I would go ahead and play action, fake it, and try and get the big touchdown on a pass play.
Mark Malone, the relief pitcher, on for the Chargers, facing a 3rd and 1. Straight ahead. Didn't get much, but he didn't need much.
No, he got enough.
Mark Malone, who is actually the 5th leading rusher on this Charger ball club. They'll unstack the players. Malone is already out there looking to the sideline for the next play.
Oh, he knows he got the first down. Malone feels that way. He got over the top, and he only needed 2 or 3 inches.
So 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. And was this a spot where you like to call plays? You called your own plays. Is this a favorite spot for you or not?
Oh, yeah, I'd love to be down there every time. Here you see Malone getting over the top just enough for the first down. What's important right now is that clock, and I really believe the Chargers should keep running the football now in these next 3 downs. Keep that clock going.
1st and goal. Redden in motion. Spencer Good blocking. Takes it to the 1-yard line. James Washington got him down out of the end zone with Dennis McKnight and Dave tackle respectively on the right side, leading the interference for Spencer.
Good blocking at the point of attack. Now these guys are pulling out for the Chargers. They're fired up. They can smell a win right now, and Spencer just keeps fighting forward for that extra yardage. He didn't quite get in that end zone, but he should be happy enough with the gain.
They stopped the clock here, and I don't really understand why. Pat Haggerty.
You see Jerry Gray coming off the field. It looks like an equipment problem. It may be a physical problem now. I'm not sure.
9 minutes and 37 seconds left in the game. Let's check the other scores. Buffalo clinched the divisional title with that overtime win.
Number 74, San Diego, eligible.
Those are the other final scores. Chris Gamble is in for the Chargers and is reported as an eligible receiver. He is normally a tackle but will line up as a tight end. The Saints blanking the Broncos at the Superdome today.
And Atlanta still on top of those Los Angeles Raiders.
Bad day in L.A. 2nd and goal from the 1. Redden. Touchdown. Barry Redden, the former Ram player, scores the touchdown, and John Robinson's team really in trouble now.
Big trouble. Big trouble. That's got to feel so good for those Chargers and so bad for John Robinson right now. With the Saints winning again, another loss, and then having to face Chicago as well as San Francisco down the line. Hey, and Atlanta's playing good ball today, so the Rams are in big trouble.
Steve DeLine, who was working on his dad's ranch a week ago in Colorado, activated after Vince Abbott was injured, has been perfect today. And the San Diego Chargers haven't done much wrong either. Here, the former Ram Barry Redden adds to the Charger lead.
Car and driver named Ford Taurus.
Well, right on cue, Mickey Mouse appears over Anaheim Stadium. Mickey celebrating his 60th birthday this year and reminding us that on NBC tonight you can see the magical world of Disney, bringing you an American hero, Davy Crockett, followed by the Sunday night movie coming up later tonight here on NBC. Barry Redden on the sideline after scoring a Charger touchdown, as the Chargers, against a tough Ram defense, have scored the most points for them in a game this season. The Lions kickoff bounces and then is picked up by Del Pino. He is across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Stopped by Kirk at that point, and the Rams need points in a hurry.
Well, Barry Redden has to feel awful good about a touchdown anytime he gets a touchdown, and getting one against his old teammates, I guess he's got to savor that even more.
This is the first regular season meeting between these two teams since 1979, and the Chargers have been the surprise unit.
Here we see Redden once more. Nothing inside, so he bounced it outside, wide open.
Having to scramble, lets it go downfield, and it will be complete into Charger territory. Willie Anderson makes a diving grab for 19 yards and a Ram first down. Vincey Glenn covered him, but he had enough for a first down into Charger territory.
Well, the Chargers have to talk things over defensively. They don't want to change the style of play that's got them this far in the game. They change their style of play, they're going to start giving up some big gainers to the Rams. Keep doing what you've been doing, defense.
Everett will pass again. Again, he's flushed out of the pocket. And again, throws it complete to Anderson. Same script, same result. First down, Rams at the 20. That one was for 28 yards.
And that one was just a terrific play on Everett's behalf, and certainly Anderson making a good catch that time. Thank heaven for Jim Everett, huh?
And to Flipper Anderson. They call him Flipper because his grandmother nicknamed him that, because when he cried like a baby, he sounded like a dolphin. And
wait a minute. Really?
Yep. He almost went underwater to make those last two grabs. He's given the Rams from the 20. Everett, third straight pass, third straight completion, touchdown Rams. Aaron Cox from 20 yards out. Bam, 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 and the Rams score in a hurry.
There appeared to be a busted coverage that time and looked like Sam Seal was supposed to be back in that deep area on the right side of your screen. You'll see Aaron Cox all alone and Seal in the chase position, number 30. There he is, getting over there way too late. I just have to figure that Seal blew the coverage that time.
Lansford hits the extra point. And is this the real Rams team? We'll see. We've got 8:14 left. And the Chargers try to hold on to their lead in this game today. But when the Saints turned it into a rout, we welcomed you here to Anaheim Stadium, where it's 31-24 San Diego with 8 minutes 14 seconds left. And we appear headed for a dramatic conclusion as the Rams Chargers receive the ball. Lansford's kick taken at the 5-yard line by Holland. Flag down. Holland picks his way forward. He's got a blocker in front and spun down at about the 38-yard line. Good return by Holland of the Chargers. Barry Redden had a good block. Washington and Gray finally got to it. Well, 3 plays to cover 68 yards, less than a minute.
Holding, number 34, San Diego.
Holding call against the Chargers. Will set the ball back. The call against Patterson. And suddenly the Ram passing game, Joe, began to click.
Oh, it's wide open here. We see Everett throw the ball. He's probably so happy that the guy was wide open. Look at Jim now. What kind of reaction is that to a touchdown? I'd have been jumping up and down, screaming. Been so happy. Everett's taking it like a cool cucumber.
His second touchdown pass of the game, number 23 on the season, which leads the NFL. Did the Chargers change anything on their defense that time?
Mentally, they may have, Tom. They may have relaxed a little bit with that 14-point lead and started playing a little soft.
Now it's up to the Ram defense as the Chargers have a first down at their own 20. Play action pass. Malone rolls out. Zips it downfield, complete to Miller for a first down at the 35-yard line. He beat Jerry Gray for 16 yards.
Hey, that was a big-time play right there. I mean, Malone showed pressure back there. It's a good call, good play-action fake. You know that the Rams are fired up. Now watch where he puts this ball. Just over the defender, right there on target. A big-time play by Mark Malone.
Malone bidding to go from GOAT to hero. Pitched an interception in his first play, replacing the injured Mark Vlasic. But had a big completion to set up the last first down to Miller. Batted down and incomplete. Knocked down at the line of scrimmage by Doug Reed. Reed, number 93, 6'3", 250 pounds.
You know, they make a lot of fuss over the fact that Doug Flutie, the quarterback for the New England Patriots, gets the balls knocked. Well, here's Mark Malone. Now, Malone, he's 6'4", but he just can't get the ball over top of these big linemen. Look at Reed. He's Reed goes 6'3" and jumps up off the ground. I mean, he's close to 10 foot in the air, and I don't care how tall a quarterback you are, you're not going to release it higher.
Here's the way Mark Malone sees it on 2nd and 10. Across the middle to Anderson, complete to the 40. Gained about 5 yards before Giroux and Eckerd converge on him. It'll bring up third down for San Diego. Clock continues to tick away inside 7 minutes. It'll be 3rd and 6 for Malone and company, leading by 7.
Good pass protection that time under tough circumstances for the Chargers. Their offensive line's been doing a good job. Surprised me today.
From the 40-yard line. Only 4 of 11 on third down, San Diego. Malone's in the shotgun. Complete. First down, Chargers. Bernstein, he's got running room at the 10, knocked down at the 2. Rod Bernstein makes it a 58-yard reception. Bernstein starter, his career long last week against Atlanta.
Oh, does it sound good or what, huh?
Boy, the Chargers have made the big plays today.
I'll tell you what, if the Chargers don't hurry up, they're going to get a 5-yard penalty because that 45-second clock started right over the middle, folks. He'll hit Bernstein right here, and the rest is Bernstein. The big man has pretty good speed, and he smells that goal line.
Down to 5 seconds on the play clock from the 1, first and goal. Redden, touchdown. John Robinson's defense needed to make a big play. Instead, it was the Charger offense. Bernstein set it up. Redden scored his second touchdown, and Saunders with a big smile of congratulations.
Just a great offensive series for the Chargers. I mean, the Rams had momentum on their side, and the Chargers just came right back. Well, that was a good one.
The line will try to add the extra point. The Chargers already well over their highest point total of the season, and the line makes it one more. We have 5 minutes and 26 seconds left in the game, and here's the touchdown again.
Redden will take it outside, and number 37, the rookie James Washington out of UCLA, has a shot at him, but Barry Redden uses that straight arm to ward him off and prance on into the end zone.
38-24, the San Diego lead over the Rams. Remember now, the last time the Rams had the ball, it took Jim Everett 3 plays, less than a minute, to score a touchdown. The Chargers showing some pretty good offense as well, with the big strike, the long pass 58 yards to Bernstein, and then Redden scoring from a yard out. 80 yards in 5 plays.
And I like the way Mark Malone came back after that initial pass was intercepted that he had. He came back out there with a lot of desire and confidence and led this team right back to 2 touchdowns. Showed a lot of class.
Look at Al Saunders with a word for each of his players over on the sideline, and has been under fire in some quarters. And you noted earlier in the game, Joe, that you thought he'd done a good job with the material he had.
Oh, I think he's done a terrific job with what he's had to work with. They have 33 new guys on the roster this year. I tell you, in the National Football League, it's very hard to win with that many new players.
The Lions kick taken at about the 5-yard line. Ron Brown collared at the 26-yard line. So the Rams trailing and in danger of going 2-4 on their home field this season, and in danger too of falling 2 back of the Saints in the NFC West. This telecast presented by authority of the National Football League and intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of the telecast without the express written consent of the Los Angeles Rams and the National Football League is prohibited. This game the property of the National Football League, the San Diego Chargers and Los Angeles Rams, all rights reserved. First down from the 27. Everett immediately back up top. Hit as he lets it go. It's incomplete. Everett having to scramble as Leslie O'Neal was putting the pressure on. Pete Holohan was closest to the ball for the Rams.
We mentioned earlier, boy, when this guy gets right, he's really going to move up that San Diego Charger defense. The defense, by the way, did a good job downfield of coverage that last time. Everett had enough time to get the ball off. Now you see him running around because he didn't find the receiver open downfield. It was just good coverage by the Chargers.
5 minutes, 8 seconds left. 38-24 Chargers. Everett 14 of 27 on the day. Short drop this time. Everett's got room to run, and he will. He's got a first down. Out of bounds at the 46-yard line. It went for 19 yards on the Everett scramble. Stops the clock at 5 minutes even. Rams need 2 scores to tie.
With the big plays we've been seeing this game so far, 5 minutes is a long time. I wouldn't be surprised to see 2 or 3 more touchdowns in 5 minutes.
First down, Rams at their own 46-yard line. Passing formation. Everett's got a man down the sideline. Overshot him. It's incomplete. Cox was behind the defense down the sideline. He had beaten Sam Seal, but Everett couldn't hit him. For those viewers who have just joined us for the Magical World of Disney program, please stay tuned. The Disney program will be seen in its entirety immediately following football, except for Mountain and Pacific time zone stations, where the program will be seen at its regular time. Tom Hammond and Joe Namath at Anaheim Stadium with 4:54 left. The Chargers 11-point underdogs, leading the Rams 38-24, and the Rams desperately needing a win to stay in the race in the NFC West. They've got it 2nd and 10 at the 46. Everett hit and sacked. 4th sack of the day for the Chargers. Taken to the ground at the 40-yard line, and the Chargers think they may have the football. Williams and Keys collapsed Everett at the 40. He does manage to hold on to the football, but he's way backed up now. 3rd sack for Williams today.
Well, Everett's getting pressured from the right side. Safety Pat Miller came and opened up a hole for Lee Williams to break inside to make the sack. That's the reason Everett moved up, though, because Pat Miller had an outside safety blitz.
3rd and 16. Everett had his pass batted right back in his face by Tyrone Keys, and the Charger defense playing inspired football the last 2 plays. They came right after Everett and batted the ball right back in his face. Dale Hatcher is on to punt for the Rams as the boos rain down here at Anaheim Stadium.
Yeah, but the folks down in San Diego have to be feeling awful good at this point of the game with a 14-point lead and just over 4 minutes left. Looks like the biggest win of the year is coming up.
These two teams played twice in the preseason, but the first regular season meeting since 1979. And the Rams with a 2-1 lead in the regular season series. They won both preseason games. Fair catch taken by James at the 15-yard line. Punt covered 45 yards, and now, Joe, will the Chargers try to play a little ball control?
Oh, yes, you can bet they're going to try and play ball control now. I mean, there's 4 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock. If they could manage to eke out 1 first down on the ground here, the Rams are going to be in big trouble with the clock.
Well, this Charger, if it holds up, win will be tempered a bit by the injury to Mark Vlasic, the starting quarterback. In his 2nd NFL start, had done an outstanding job for San Diego, but he left the field with an injury. He has torn ligaments in the knee. He'll have surgery. He's out for the season just when he had his big chance. Mark Malone at quarterback, hands the ball to Spencer. Spencer gets outside. There's a flag down as he totes it up to the 23-yard line. Broderick Thompson led the interference. Mark Giroux finally made the tackle for the Rams. Holding call against the Chargers will set them back.
Well, that's what you definitely don't want to do if you're a Charger, and that's get a penalty to stop the clock.
You've seen the Charger. I'll wait for Pat Haggerty.
Holding. Number 88. Offense.
Arthur Cox, the tight end. We've seen the Charger defense make several big plays today. Now the Ram defense needs to come up with a big play.
Yeah, but I don't think the Chargers are going to let them make the big play. In other words, I don't think they're going to put the ball in the air to risk an interception. I think these ball carriers should put both arms around the ball right now. Remember, the Rams need 2 touchdowns against the Charger defense that's been playing very well, with the exception of the last drive when the Rams scored quickly in 53 seconds.
4 minutes left in the game. Well, letting the clock run with a long count. Spencer. Good running by Spencer to the 16-yard line. Mark Giroux and Carl Eckern, the inside linebackers, got Spencer down. Coming down to 3.5. Mark Vlasic injured earlier in the game, left the field. Here's what happened to him. Watch his left knee.
Well, he gets his leg hung up underneath the pile here, and he just can't get that foot up off the ground. When that foot's planted and that extra weight falls on it, the knee gets twisted and something's got to give. What a shame.
Torn ligaments, knee surgery, out for the rest of the season. 2nd down and 10 now for the Chargers. Redden and Spencer, the running backs. Malone lost the football, but somehow the Chargers got it back. Pushing and shoving going on there as they scramble for the football. I think it might have been Broderick Thompson that collided with Malone.
Meantime, that clock keeps ticking. It's down to 2:33 now. And that's what the Chargers are most interested in, keeping the clock running right now. Sure, they'd like to move the ball, but if they can't, they want that clock to keep on running.
Chargers out of the playoff picture, but nevertheless, this would be a gigantic win for Al Saunders' program against their neighbors, the Los Angeles Rams. Spencer. Good blocking for Spencer, and then some good running by the 4-year veteran from Ohio State. He's about a yard short of the first down. Dennis McKnight led the interference, and Barry Redden was out there also. We're coming up to the 2-minute warning now as the Chargers try to hang on to the lead. Tom Hammond, Joe Namath, Anaheim Stadium. While we were away, they measured, and the Chargers are about a foot short of the first down. 4th down and a foot deep in your own territory. 38-24 lead, 2 minutes left. It's tempting, Joe.
It sure is tempting with a 2-touchdown lead, but I see the Chargers are putting their punting team on the field. They're going to let their defense do the play. The Charger defense has been good all day long, with the exception of that quick touchdown in 53 seconds that the Rams got a couple of series ago. So they figure they'll punt the ball and let their defense continue to do the work.
And the Rams set to come after Mosienko. I'm going to try to block this one when we get back to play. They stopped play for a moment. I don't really know why. Now we're ready to go. 10 men on the line of scrimmage for the Rams. And here they come. Mosienko just got it away. Low line drive kick that takes a good San Diego bounce. And the Rams will be backed up to their own 17-yard line after Mosienko, under pressure, got away a 61-yard kick. 4 yards on the return, and the Rams deep in their own territory with 1:48 left. And here's the report card for San Diego today.
Well, as you mentioned, Vlasic was taking advantage of a golden opportunity until the unfortunate injury. He really played well, and of course Malone came through after the first interception. The rest of the stats, well, a special team kickoff at 93-yarder by Miller. That was a big play.
Everett needs points quickly. Completes the pass underneath to Cox. Cox stopped at the 30. Ram first down. Clock continues to roll now with 1:37 and counting.
This is where your defense does play softer. Make them catch the ball underneath. Don't let them get behind you.
There's the Ram report card as Everett pitches it again, and one hops it to the intended receiver, Flipper Anderson. Clock stops at 1:26. Let's go back to that Ram report card, Joe.
Well, Everett hasn't had his day, that's for sure. His last pass was severely underthrown, and he's just had an off day. Bell's rushing statistics aren't bad, and Anderson's statistics are good, but hey, the Chargers defense, that's the thing. These guys have done a good job.
Lee Williams has had a big day for the Charger defense. 3 sacks and 2 pass deflections. This one complete to Flipper Anderson, and the Rams will have a first down at the 35. That one covered 33 yards. Everett to Anderson. Vincey Glenn made the saving tackle, but the Rams back up on the line, ready to go. Clock shows 1:06. San Diego leads 38-24. Everett hands the ball off to Bell. He's racing for the sideline. He gets out of bounds.
That's what you call a wasted play. I mean, I can't believe that call. You've got to try and get the score. You've got to go over top and throw the ball right now. They hand the ball off for an end sweep, and all they did was stop the clock after wasting about 6 or 7 seconds. A poor offensive call.
I'm mystified by that. I'm trying to think of a reason they would do it, and I can't come up with one. You see the clock with 54 ticks remaining, and the Chargers up 14. Everett's got to look for the end zone here. Steps up, nothing there. Scrambles, sacked. 5th sack of the day for the Charger defense. This time Leslie O'Neal does the honors. .48 seconds left. And Everett for the end zone. And out of the end zone, incomplete. Seal was right with the receiver every step of the way. Aaron Cox. And the ball goes over to San Diego, and the celebration can begin. Al Saunders getting rid of the gear over on the sideline, and John Robinson can only ponder a missed opportunity. As we went to practice yesterday, you made a telling remark, Joe, and you said you don't think they would be this loose were they playing the Saints or someone like that in their own division at what would expect it to be a tougher team, and perhaps they took the Chargers lightly.
That's right. They certainly did, and things have gone wrong all day long. I mean, this last pass play by Everett, he threw the ball past over the end zone, out of bounds, and it was 4th down. At least give your guys a chance to catch it.
This will be the second San Diego 2-game winning streak this season. They beat Atlanta a week ago, and they are going to upset the Rams here at Anaheim this afternoon. Time now for our Budweiser MVP, and it will be Mark Malone today, who came on to replace the injured Mark Vlasic, but then shook off that interception that he threw on the first play to lead a couple of San Diego scoring drives. The Most Valuable Player Award, sponsored by Budweiser, is Mark Malone of San Diego. Budweiser will make a contribution to the United Way on behalf of all the MVPs. The Chargers upset the Rams 38-24. A team effort for San Diego. They got big plays from a number of players on the afternoon. The defense was outstanding, and they just whipped the Rams.
I think it's a classic example that this game of football is still one of emotion, one of desire. And after seeing the Rams yesterday, they were loose bunch, sure, but I have to believe they didn't have enough respect for the San Diego Charger team, and the Chargers came in here and went to work and did the business.
The victory tempered a bit by the injury, season-ending injury to Mark Vlasic, the young quarterback who had done such an outstanding job. Well, the Chargers put the game away with Barry Redden, the former Ram, scoring his 2nd touchdown of the game, but a long Mark Malone pass had been what set up that touchdown to Bernstein, and Malone, who came on to replace Vlasic, threw an interception that led to a Rams score on his first play, which shook off the effects of that to come back with a couple of long completions to salt the game away for the San Diego Chargers. Immediately following football coverage, we'll present the Magical World of Disney program in its entirety, except for Mountain and Pacific stations, where the program will be seen at its regular time. Now this is Tom Hammond for Joe Namath saying so long from Anaheim Stadium.